Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your slightly snotty Game Master Tom, and this is episode 11, A Crack in the Challenge. As always, it's great to have you along on our crazy adventures, and please drop by our website, ingloriousbards.com, our Podbean account, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, and leave us a message. Let us know what you think about this episode. Who's your favorite hero? Which of them almost got the party killed this time? What's your favorite line? We love hearing your thoughts about the show. In our previous adventure, the heroes wrapped up their day at the fair with an amazing archery finale by our very own Elmon. And the goblin healer, an old man, almost pulled off a win at the Show of Lights. The group then left the city to deliver a bag of trade goods to a village of Bogligs on behalf of a missing merchant friend. Will the heroes earn the favor of the Bogligs with the shiny baubles they're bringing? And will they find their lost merchant friend? The adventure begins.
Our band of heroes has set forth from the city of Tullus and are out exploring the wilderness. Your quest is to help a friend named Rolmic, a carpenter, trader, and friend of Elmon's. This Rolmic asked for help in meeting with the chief of a village of Bogligs, frog-like beings who walk upright and wield primitive weapons. The goal is to deliver a pack of trade goods to appease the village so that members of the Charlanders Trade Guild can pass through the Bogligs River free of danger. However, you accepted this quest several weeks ago, and since then, the trader Rolmic has left the city and been gone for some time. You have marched through the woods and taken a barge downriver and have arrived at the Boglig village. This part of the river is bordered by a steep cliff on the far side, with a wide dock and common area made of thick reeds and bamboo-like poles that are lashed together, connected to the cliffside, and bob up and down in the flowing water. On this wide, floating dock, many squat homes have been erected, with a few standing on wooden stilts out in the water. At the top of the cliff is a wooden bust of a frog-like shape that looks down on the village, where several dozen 4 to 5 foot tall Bogligs go about their lives. It feels good to be out of the city, to breathe fresh air, to hear the wind in the trees and the river lapping against the shore. You heroes are settled in some bushes on the opposite side of the river and about 1/3 of a mile away from the village, where you remain unseen.
What time of day is it?
Say 10 a.m. to noonish. I think that's when they dropped you off.
Oh.
Have any of you guys dealt with these Boglegs before?
No. I have not.
Can't say that I have.
Oh, well,
All the time.
I mean, there was that one encounter. I don't think that was a Boglig. She
I don't care what
surely
you
looks
say.
like a Boglig.
Well, should we just...
Wide mouth,
No
bow
teeth?
legs.
Should we just walk up there?
Yeah, I think we should perhaps just present ourselves to the village.
Aren't these supposed to be dangerous?
Present as in the sacrificial offering? What do you mean?
He said they were difficult sometimes to deal with, but I don't think they're going to outright just attack us.
Yeah,
for no reason.
they should at least. I mean, I think if we go about
Maybe
it
Avius should stay here.
in our normally diplomatic way, we should be fine.
Do you think they have long tongues?
I think you're right, Puck.
To catch flies?
You're doing all that talking then.
We'll see.
You want Telmon to do the talking?
It's
due.
It's tongue in cheek. I'll be back here in the bushes.
I think I'll flank around for a good vantage point. Just,
I'll go with you.
I'll just observe.
They might like me. We kind of look similar.
Land shark.
Same color. All right, so I suppose it seems like the impromptu plan is for Puck and Elmon to approach the village while...
if you think Olgrim's fine going in, he'll go in.
While Olgrim and Avius
Oh, Avius
so
is
that's
going
enough.
around the perimeter of the village.
Right.
To try and observe.
I hear
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep.
Keep in mind, beyond this social or tactical challenge, there's also a physical challenge of a rather wide and moderately moving river that's deep.
Oh, we're across the river.
You're on
from
the
Oh,
other
we're across the
side.
river.
Oh, from the Boglix.
Yeah.
So we have to cross that. Well, it would have been convenient to get dropped off on the correct side of the river.
Recon. Retcon.
Well, the barge guys didn't know exactly where. They dropped you off at, because you were at a river
wanna go.
split. So they dropped you off at the middle where the river split, and you've hiked a little bit, and then now you found the village.
Oh, I see.
So how wide is this river at the moment?
10, 20, 30, 40, say 40 to 50 feet wide.
How do you guys feel about? Well, the old man did it once, but how do you guys feel about holding onto a shark fin to get across? I could get each across one by one. I don't want to go in the water, but for you guys, I'll sacrifice.
I guess kind of taking a quick reconnoiter. Is there's no bridge or path?
You see no bridge currently.
I guess
I'll keep the teeth to myself.
I've heard that before. All right.
Puck does his jump in midair, turns into a reef shark.
And the reason for the jump is that you officially never
so
touch
that
water.
Puck never touches the
All right.
water. The shark.
So the shark
is
does.
all right.
It's like leap
Any of his-
Burst in the
cannonball,
flames.
cannonball style.
All right.
turning
Any of
into
his
shark.
wild shapes are not ideal.
They're
but
avatars.
fine,
All right. Yeah.
And I guess
All the while
so.
just whispering to himself, I'm not really here. I'm not really here.
All right.
Elmon will go first.
You see Puck run. He leaps over to the river and then morphs into a shark and belly flops into the water and starts swimming some circles.
Couldn't he morph into a bridge?
I'll stand at the edge and wait for him to pass by, grab onto his fin, and
All right. A shark fin has gone by. Would you like to grab onto it?
yes, I would.
Okay.
Roll dexterity.
Now 2d4 shark. What?
Puck's on the other side waving.
You guys ready?
Where's Olgrim going?
I'll swim Elmon across.
All right, Elmon, you are across. And Puck, how would you like to do this particular situation? Do you want to try and do it expeditiously? Do you want to do it stealthily, risking his life with submerging a bunch of times so that no one
I'll
has
try
any
to,
chance? Or just normal?
Just normal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Just
gonna.
an everyday
You can
normal.
stealth. I'm fine.
I'm good.
Okay.
We got. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the armored dwarf that has to be carried here.
All right. The shark swims. You have to swim hard against the flow. You're glad that you're not having to do this manually in goblin form.
yeah.
You'd be whisked away like a twig. And you take Elmon across the river. And halfway through, there's like this little inflatable ramp, and you jump the shark. No. Halfway across, you can see there are a couple of the bogligs that are on the riverbank, maybe a couple 100 yards away, but they don't spot you. You're still far enough away, and it's just the head of the elf occasionally appearing.
Mhm.
And you get Elmon to the other side safely and securely.
I'll turn around and go back
All right.
and let these two decide who's next.
Grim, you go ahead. You're next.
Well, I'm not eager to do this. Why don't you go?
Okay. Okay. So Avius grabs on.
All right.
Here we go.
Avius, you whisk him away without trouble, although it is a little hard going again. You're swimming hard against the current. Does the shark have stats, in particular a strength or athletics skill?
Strength +2.
Okay. You come back for a third time and grab onto, or Olgrim grabs onto your fin, and the whole submarine thing starts to just sink. It's kind of a challenge, and especially the weight's unevenly distributed to one side. You're not quite sure how to do this, and you have to bring him back to the side. There's a weight distribution problem. Him holding on to one edge and being dragged along, it's pulling you down, and you're going off. You're making right turns.
Okay, so I drop him off, but he's like still pretty deep in the water.
Sure.
And I try to kind of use my tail, my tail to kind of slap his ass to walk a little bit further deeper,
Okay.
and then I'll go right between his legs and like so he can like hold on like a horse.
All right.
I don't like this.
Olgra, make an animal handling with advantage roll, please.
Really?
There's the stat.
Right.
This is the first time that one's been rolled, I believe.
I'm inspired.
You're using your inspiration die? No? Yes.
Whoa.
That's a good roll. 20, not natural.
20 total is great. You're able to maintain your position on top of the Puck the Wonder Shark as he swims. And again, it's heavy. And you're really, it's just Olgrim's upper chest and head's just swiftly going across this river. If anyone saw, it'd be really freaky.
Just then the dwarf from the soldier field is like, that's not natural.
And Olgrim, you've arrived on the other side. Puck, it has been challenging with this wide and fast-moving river, particularly with Olgrim at the end. I need you to make using the shark stats, an athletics roll, which I guess would just be its strength then. Actually, no, scratch that. Let's do just a constitution roll.
20.
You're absolutely fine. The shark muscles, you feel like you should be exhausted, but the shark still feels really strong by the time you get to the end. You have all your endurance, and you are ready to somehow exit this water.
So I'm gonna go with that roll. I'm gonna do a couple circles, and then go way down and come up, like at an angle,
like Echo the Dolphin.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
like shoot out of the water, and then midair, like whoo, and hopefully land on my feet on the other side.
All right.
So what's Avius gonna do?
No, they're all. You guys are all.
I brought him.
He brought him. He came over earlier.
Second.
When did Avius go over?
Second,
you were
right after you.
Reconnoitering
Okay.
over there. On
I'm
the
sorry,
other
I
bank.
missed that. Okay.
No, well, there was that.
I totally thought it was like.
You
He said he was going around.
We are
Too
leaving
easy.
Avius behind. All right.
All right, you see a fin circle several times. The shark comes launching out like Free Willy again, and then boop, it turns into Puck, hooded Puck with spear, and you land on the grass and say dramatically,
You're welcome.
he holds out a tip hand. You are all safely on the side of the bank.
Elmon will go through the bag of baubles that we have and pull a couple choice bits out so we
Okay.
have that handy so I can show that immediately to the bogligs that we're prepared to, deal.
All right. Got some like brass incense brazier
Yeah,
that's
so-
really shined up.
Yeah, something that's shiny and bright and of a size enough that, it's visible from a distance.
If you
so
want shiny and bright and sizable,
I'm good, thanks.
Weren't you gonna go around the perimeter?
All right.
We'll start approaching the Boglig village.
You approach the village. As you get close, there's two bogligs that are kind of messing around in the river a little bit farther out between you and the village. As they see you approach, they scamper away and run to the village. So the village is well aware as you guys approach. When you get there, you don't see bogligs going about their lives as you saw from a distance. You see there are 20, 30 so of them, male, females, all standing just outside their village with spears. Some of them have slings. They have no armor. They've got maybe some tattered belts that can hold things, fairly primitive stuff, and they're all lined up, not lined up, but massed up. One fireball just decimated the village. They're all problem solved. Here's your trash.
No longer, they're easier to deal with now.
They're there. They are like very lithe, wiry, agile-looking frogs that are bipedal, different colors, kind of have that shiny, not necessarily slimy, but shiny sheen to them. Different mottled and colorations. And they stand there as you guys are approaching and getting within shouting and sling throwing distance.
We'll stop a fair distance apart, and Elmon will say, I came to bargain.
Dormammu. All right. There's
Ribbit.
There's a silence. 3 of the Bogligs step out from the crowd, and they walk half the distance and stop.
Maybe show him some of that shit you have in the bag.
Yeah. I'll hold up kind of some of my stuff. Hold it out and
meet them where they're
and
at.
walk forward.
All right.
You
I'll go
guys.
with them.
Okay, yeah. Let's Puck and I'll go up, and then maybe you guys
I'm staying back.
Okay.
I'll go up.
Okay.
Side saddle.
So 3 of you are going up with Avius staying in the back.
Right.
Okay.
There are 3 to the middle.
Right.
Of the
Yes.
Bogleg. Yeah. Okay.
So 1-to-1.
All right. They are looking at the shiny objects, the brass object in your hand, Elmon, and then they are also paying a lot of attention to the hooded goblin as he approaches.
I will hand over.
The goblin.
Trade complete.
Else, greetings, oh majestic and mighty Bogligs, and hand them whatever bauble I have in my hand.
Just turn to each other. Oh, he's full of it. Newbie.
One of them speaks, and he says, "What is your trade?"
I am a representative of the Charlanders from Talus, here to bargain for passage through your wonderful and lush land.
Only Chief Grimgrim can trade for passage.
Puck kind of takes his hood off.
They take half step back, all 3 of them, alarmed slightly. They don't raise their weapons or anything. They just kind of step back.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm sorry. But where's your Chief Grimgrim?
They, the one who's talking, motions back towards their village.
May we enter the village and speak to Chief Grimgrim?
What trade do you bring?
More of these, and I'll pull a couple more baubles out and hand them over.
I'm a healer if you have any sick or wounded that need tending to.
We heal one now. Elmon, make a persuasion roll.
11.
He looks at the couple baubles you're showing him. Only strong. Only skilled. Speak in Chief Hut.
All of us are strong and skilled. Good Boglig.
They kind of look and lean past you at the old guy some distance behind you,
Him too.
swatting at flies.
Believe it or not.
Relieving himself in a bush.
He's just standing there relieving himself.
Full on arms outstretched. King of the world pose.
He is honored elder. Much knowledge.
The Boglig who's been speaking to you, Elmon, reaches out with his hand, and do you want to try to avoid the attack or allow a possible diplomatic situation to occur?
I will allow the potential diplomatic situation to occur.
He reaches out and grabs you with a rather sticky fingered situation because they adhere well to things, and pulls you by the shoulder. It's the equivalent of him putting his arm around you and leading you, and except he's grabbing you by the shoulder, and he turns and walks.
Do not
towards the
resist.
village. All right.
Stop resisting!
The other 2 grab on, do the same thing to you, Puck. They put an arm on each of your shoulders and start gently pulling you towards. They do not do anything to you, Olgrim, at all. You're left standing there, just in the middle.
Dejected.
I give a look behind my shoulder at Grim and like motion my head.
Grim. Oh, Grim.
The Frogleg says to you, Elmon, as you approach the village, "Where are you from?"
We are coming from Tullus, the city down the river.
Is this big city?
It is. Big city. Many people.
What does city do? They walk you into the village. The whole thing is on this, I keep calling it a dock, but that's a poor word. It's just this giant space of wooden bamboo type things that are all wired and tied together. It's just floating gently, attached to the cliffside, but just floating and bobbing up and down. And on top of that are small structures. And then again, there's a couple buildings on stilts out in the water. The place has an overly fishy smell to it that's not the most pleasant thing. There are lots of decorations of hanging symbols outside their doorways, like wind chimey-ish, but they're more clattery of like wood or bones type of sounds as you come in.
Avius stays within eye shot.
Okay.
Of the three. Kind of meanders.
The footing is also very awkward too for Elmon and Puck, because it's moving slightly, and then the beams.
Difficult terrain?
It is a little difficult terrain, that's true. So Puck, you're having some challenges, and the beams are a little bit wide apart, and for these people, it's just second nature. They walk upon them with ease. For you, you could slip, and you would get your foot wet, and you might skin your knee, so you're having to be careful. Elmon, you're very agile, so you just go through it with ease. And you say? So
I answered the question. I said in city, many people trade baubles like these, create them, and other things like here in your village, they do the same, but just many, many people, but also many baubles, many jewels, many trinkets. Yeah, shake the bag.
And you are trader?
No, I am a representative for people who do.
He has no idea what that is.
I am. I speak for traders.
I speak for Grak.
Excellent. Grak, good.
He makes a big musculature-looking arm thing.
I do my best to look impressed.
Okay. You are there. Puck is there. You are now surrounded by about 30 of these boglegs, all different shapes and sizes. They're all very interested in you. They are primarily interested in Puck, too. You seem like a weird anachronism to them. They are touching you occasionally, gently pulling on your hood and stuff. They're not trying to take anything, but they're just like, is this a real thing? Maybe they haven't seen many of you, or they've seen too many of your kind before. You don't know. And then, Olgrim, what were you doing?
I just kind of plopped down into the ground there. I just
outside the camp.
Yep.
Okay.
But very aware.
Alert, you would say?
Alert. Very.
Grak is his name, and he continues to speak to you, Elmon. Actually, he speaks to the crowd. He says, outsiders say strong for Grim. And you see some weird shifting. You can't read the body language from most of the people. There doesn't seem like they're cheering. Outsiders say skill for 5 stone. And you see them shifting around awkwardly. Some of them turn away and then turn back. Again, it's a strange body language. You're not sure. Actually, you can make a nature roll.
11.
You are not sure. Puck, you can too if you want.
Yes, please.
You're right there.
Natural 20.
I find pamphlet.
They are giving a sign of complete disapproval in a mocking way. So think, I don't know, like a sporting event and the crowd is like booing.
So they're mocking us?
And yeah, not in a we completely disagree that you're weaklings, but just you're not as cool as our team type of a thing. They're just doing that kind of body language as he's speaking.
You getting a read on this, Puck?
Yeah, go ahead.
A little bit. They don't have a lot of respect for you. They're kind of in awe of me. So I think we should hear him out, but be cautious as well.
As I would suspect.
You say you mighty for Grim talk. Show us mighty. And he steps back. And the crowd steps back a little bit from the two of you. So there's a little bit more space around you for whatever the hell you're about to do.
How far is Grax?
What the heck?
How far is Grax's voice traveling? Is it far enough for Avius who has now wandered up next to Olgrim?
You can
here?
make a perception disadvantaged.
Okay.
It's pretty far.
Okay. 10.
You cannot hear, I'm afraid. Too far.
What do you want to do here?
They don't appear to be in any danger.
Looking around, is like, are there trees and things I'm thinking about doing something acrobatically impressive here.
Yeah.
Like, scaling the tallest tree there and a quick bounds and then
Something certainly a
somersaulting
frog
out of
person
it or
couldn't do.
something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some trees that are kind of sticking out of the cliff face not too far away.
Okay. Smile at Puck, say wish me luck, and
Good luck.
take a run and propel myself up the tree, try to some elven flair and get up there, and then as I maybe make some decisions once I get up there. What's going to happen?
Okay.
Determine how far up the creek you went.
Yeah.
The crowd parts as you move. They've got good instincts. They immediately get out of the way. You run towards the side. There's one guy who even kind of raises a spear, concerned you're going to do something, but then the crowd just watches in excitement as you run towards the cliff face and start bounding up some thin bush-like branches almost, and you go bounding and bounding. You get to maybe 20, 25 feet up. Do you want to make a big show of this?
Yes.
All right, then we're going to roll it just straight.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll acrobatics.
18.
Nice.
With an 18, you come twisting and spinning around, and how do you want to finish it?
I will basically jump up on the first tree branch and then arm over arm, spinning around the tree basically, getting about 20-25 feet up, and then somersault out of it and land on my feet again, basically in one, in a single momentous movement.
Great. You do so. You do so with great agility and ease. Make a performance roll with advantage.
14.
You land, you give some elvish equivalent of ta-da at the end or something like that, and a flourish, and the bogligs react with some strange, quiet little gurgling, croaking noise. Like just
And I'll start walking back towards the group.
All right, Puck, you recognize that as they are quite impressed. And the whole crowd just making this soft little rop, rop, rop noise as you walk back to Puck.
They like you, Elf.
Avius is still wandering.
How could they not?
Up towards.
True.
Meandering up towards the crowd.
So you're stepping foot on the wooden stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Grak says,
You wearing your ring?
That ring is done.
Puck has 3.
Grak says, you fast, elf, but maybe slow for 5 stone tribe. And the crowd kind of looks at each other a little bit. And some female boglig with this hooked weird barbed spear, she says, do day 5 stone. Do day 5 stone. And the crowd starts responding very loudly to that. There's this weird clattering of weapons and feet and clicking noises, and everyone seems very excited about that. Greg says, you are strong and fast for challenge. You challenge for show of skill, for strength.
You got yourself here.
I am nimble and fast. I am not the strongest of our group. Our strongest is the dwarf outside.
Can I burst through the wall right now?
Oh, yeah! Yeah. He says, all outsiders for challenge or no Chief Grim. The crowd seems excited about it.
You want me to go get him?
Yeah, let's do this. I mean, I don't think we have a choice.
Puck will go. I think Avius is already wandering in, but I'll go grab Olgrim as well.
All right, you leave the circle of the crowd. You find Avius is in the crowd, clicking along with them somehow.
How did I get here?
Avius, go find the elf. We have to do
The dwarf.
Who am I looking for?
Well, no, I was sending him back to.
Oh, okay.
Sending him back
Gotcha.
over to Elmon. Go. We're gonna. This tribe is gonna. We have to pass some sort of test.
Oh, I'm good at tests. I'm excellent at. I've read a lot of books.
Avius,
What?
you are pulled by your shoulder by a bogleg into the center of the crowd,
Oh, hi, Avius Katorum, and you are?
and they put you next to Elmon.
Of Katorum Island?
Yes, you've heard of it.
Puck
There.
goes and finds Olgrim sitting in the ground, and he sits next to him.
All right, there's a little
touchy
pouty Olgrim right there.
Yeah, and Puck like kind of puts his head on his shoulder a little bit, and like, hey buddy, we gotta
That took a weird turn.
we gotta go in there now. We have to pass a.
Oh, now they don't want to talk to me.
We have to pass a test.
I don't want to.
It's a test. It's a test of strength. I think you'll do good.
All right,
You're gonna
all
have to
right.
help me.
Show me the way.
All right. The four of you have been brought together to the center of the village. The place has come alive, and people are moving around into their huts. They're gathering things. There's activity, there's croaking, there's talking in their own language. And Grak is still there if you want to speak with him. The four of you are right there.
You guys want the good news or the bad news first?
What's the bad news?
We're probably gonna die.
Oh, it's no big deal. I've done it once or twice.
Really? You think we're gonna
No.
die?
I don't.
We might get attacked by these
Yeah.
frogmen, though.
They look happy to see us.
Yeah, it can go south fast. Keep your wits about you, boys.
All
I have no wits.
There's movement, and a bunch of the boglegs grab weapons and start moving out to protective places in the village, different corners. And a bunch of the other boglegs start gathering up a bunch of supplies and heading out the other end of the village.
What kind of supplies?
Bags, and you make a perception roll real fast.
9.
9. You are able to see that. They're not too covetous with a 9. You can see they're loading it with food. Not necessarily avious,
Oh,
enjoyable food.
What do you mean, food?
There's things that they take a bite of before putting it into the.
Yeah. Fish
into the
heads and nothing we want a part of.
So, what's the guy that's there with us? Grak? Is that his name?
He is not a chief. His name is Grak.
Just one Grak.
One day,
Grak.
just one day. Don't pressure him again, Mom. Why aren't you chief yet? Grak.
If you have a stutter, you're an emperor. Oh my god! I am a god.
Speaking to Grak, we are unfamiliar with whatever contest we will have to complete. Tell us of it.
It
Mighty.
is challenge of 5 stones. Here. And he hands you a bag that is oozing blood type stuff and smells awfully fishy. And he joins the trailing group that's leaving out the far side of the village.
I'm guessing we should follow. Taking my bag of fish guts, I'm going to go ahead and follow.
All right. The rest of you are also given bags of less bloody bags than Elmon's, but bags of different food
I get
stuff.
the extra bloody bag. That's nice.
And you follow them out the end of the village. Out there is a small pathway that winds its way at the base of the cliff that's with the rivers at the bottom of. There's this path, and it splits off towards a kind of a larger house that's on stilts. Some distance away from the village, there's a larger house on stilts in the water, and then the path they take goes off left. And you've left behind in the Boglig village women who are in charge. So their culture gives most of the power to the female Bogligs in the camp, while the men have the majority of the power while they are outside. The women maintain their positions in the camp with their weapons while they're still working at their chores, whereas you guys are walking in a line with a whole bunch of male Bogligs.
How do you tell the difference between a male and a female bogleg?
The females tend to be a little taller and a little broader shouldered, so Puck tells you.
I've been hitting on the wrong one.
Mostly by touch.
The males are leading this line, and they have also taken a bunch of children that are old enough to walk along and come along on this challenge and celebration, and a few that cling to their backs as well. And they're also leading about, I say, almost a dozen lizards they've pulled out of a pen that's halfway up this pathway away from the village. The lizards are about the size of ponies, would have very crude saddles and reins made of cord on them.
I want one of those.
Yeah. Are we close to the lizards at all?
You can be.
I would like to be, and I will use some of my ranger abilities on it.
Ooh.
Okay, so I have a innate ability to communicate with beasts. They recognize you as a kindred spirit. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to a beast as an action, can read its basic mood and intent. You learn its emotional state, whether it is affected by magic of any sort, its short-term needs, such as food or safety, and actions you can take, if any, to persuade it to not attack. You can use this ability against a creature I can't use it against something I've attacked recently. Additionally, I can attune your senses to determine if any of your favorite enemies look
I don't know if they're going to attack because they were like in saddles.
But no, I will communicate with the lizard.
Okay. Using what? Like semaphore?
Sure. Well, it's with through sounds and gestures, so I'll kind of make them, I don't know, whatever lizardy sounds happen
What's
to
he
make.
doing?
Don't interrupt. And try to kind of get an idea of
Its mood?
yeah,
All right.
yeah, it's mood and what the hell's going on here.
All right, you're Deanna Troying the lizard is how I'm reading this. You walk up to the front of the procession and kind of look at one of the Bogligs that's leading a lizard and kind of point at the large lizard. And it hands the reins over to you and seems content to let you do that. You're able to touch the lizard and kind of like a horse would on its head, kind of stroke it and get a sense that you're safe, you're there, it's okay. And you make a connection with this particular animal. You get a sense that it is happy and excited to be doing something, to be getting out of the pen. That's its overall mood.
Okay, great.
Avius is doing the exact same thing with his lizard. And getting the exact same response.
Olgrim, you have been attacked from behind by an adorable baby Boglig with big eyes that leaps onto your back for the journey out of town.
I parry.
And this little boglig jumps on and wraps his arms around you. And again, big Disney quivering eyes. And
Just croaking in your
It's
ear.
a Powerpuff Girl is attached to me.
and it's on your back, and it's just happy just riding you on the way out, so it doesn't have to walk.
Looks like you made a friend there, buddy.
I'm a little jealous, Olgrim. I'm not gonna lie.
Can I move? Is it safe?
You're good. They think they like you.
Avius goes to jump on Puck's back.
Hold still, Puck.
Everybody on.
Get out of here, weirdo.
All right, we'll
So
keep
we're
following.
All right.
I'm forcing myself to carry my shield now because this creature is on me.
You walk for about a good hour and a half. You've walked up through the cliff, a little crevice in the cliff, and out across a swampy-ish area. It's less evil swamp. It's just more of a boggy rice paddy-ish type of just lots of greenery, but also lots of water and stuff to walk through. And they're leading a path that's on more dryish berms, but occasionally you get into some deeper water that's easy for them. They can swim very easily. They can easily hop some small distances. Elmon seems to make ease of it. Puck, you've got some challenges of dealing with the water and finding your way around. And then Olgrim, you're just like sinking straight in with each footstep. Your head disappears, and you can just tell where Olgrim is as this big-eyed little baby boglig's on top of him.
Can Puck just jump on one of the lizards and ride him?
You can try. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. You leap onto a lizard. Make an animal handling roll at disadvantage.
This is good. 16.
Wow, at disadvantage.
Yeah, +6.
You get onto the lizard and it bolts, and you anticipated that. You just know this community really well. And it bolts, and the boglig that was holding onto it's even caught off guard, but you're able to hold on to the reins and maintain control. And the worst, you don't even get wet at all. You just keep your legs up, and it's taking all the brunt of the water. So perfect. And you guys are heading out into this wide valley-ish type thing with some hills on sides. It's miles and miles wide. And as you're heading out into the middle of it, you can see there are some, what you thought was a structure off in the distance, but you see it's not. It's just a couple unusual stones that they're taking you towards.
He just wants to do a perception.
No, you're good. I'll let you know when the perception checks kick in. If you want, you can try and walk over to them. Your group is closing in on these, and you can count there are 5 of these stones. They're of different sizes and shapes. They appear to be not natural, more man-made, or at least brought in because they're very erect, and there's very few stones or anything around here. Around here, just big, tall bushes that are 3 to 6 feet tall here and there, and lots of, again, water and damp grass and reeds and all that kind of stuff. And this long procession of bogligs that are leading you there, and they are speaking in their language. I assume no one speaks boglig. They speak in their language. They're having conversations. They're looking at the lot of you. There appears to, Puck, since you know some of their body language, appears to be some sort of snickering whenever they look at you in particular, so they may not be putting a lot of money waging on your success.
Is boglig akin to primordial?
It is not akin to primordial. And you walk past one of these stones. It's about, 5 feet sticking out of the water. It's a little bit damp ground. And you walk past it and head into the middle, and you realize these 5 stones make a crude circle that is maybe 60, 70, 80 feet wide in diameter, these 5 stones, and you guys are in the middle of this.
Are they all the same rough size and shape?
They're all roughish shape, thin, maybe 2 feet in diameter, the stones are, but they're different heights. Some are 5 feet, some are 8 feet, and there's one that's about 20 feet tall that sticks out. And again, these are 5 making a rough circular shape around the center. And in the center is a dryish hump, an island that's maybe 10 feet in diameter, where everyone's just kind of gathering so they can get dry. And around it's more marshy type stuff. And again, everyone's having trouble walking around in this except Puck. His lizard's doing really well. And freakishly, the urban ranger Elmon is moving very easily in this difficult terrain. And the kids that they brought, including your kid, Olgrim, they all get off. And in this island, you're now father. He's looking stunned.
Look on his face.
What did I agree to?
I'm expecting 110 get off me.
This thing doesn't even look like me.
I'm actually envisioning at some point with the little boglegs migrating to my location. I've turned my shield more into a sled that I'm just pulling along, and they're all just.
Oh yeah, they like that. That's very cool.
I think that works.
You then have ingratiated yourself to several of the children. There's 3 of them that were able to fit on your shield, and they really like you now. The sacks are handed off and put in the middle, and kids are swatted away from touching the sacks. And a bunch of the lizards are moved off to different sections on these.
How many lizards were there that were brought?
There's about 10. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Even at my best, I could not handle that many.
5, 6. Yeah, there's 10.
Okay.
2 of them are taken off towards a stone. The other 4 are kept here in the center area, and several others are... No, all the remaining are kept here in the center. And, what the heck was his name?
Grack?
Grack. I was going to say Gak.
That's
Grack. Grack says, long time ago, 8 generation boglegs, full 24 years time, battle fought in these bogs, and angered evil swamp god. Many boglegs die. Boglegs learn fight for skill, for strength, no hate. You challenge for skill, for strength, no anger, tribe of 5 stones.
What's about to happen?
I've just got a shield full of kids.
Fight these guys?
Maybe.
They get out a pitcher that they have made, some clayish type clay pitcher, and fill it up with some dark water from the bog just off the island. And there is a 2 flat stones on this island, very low though, like maybe a couple inches off the ground. And Grack says, here. And he reaches into one of the sacks and hands Puck and Elmon and Olgrim and Avius. Each of you are handed 2 hoops. He hands you 2 hoops. These are, again, wooden things that have been bent into a circle and maybe twined around them. He hands you 2 hoops, and he says, you must hoop each stone before water is out.
Okay.
No weapons, no magics, no gods. Skill and strength.
Well, I'm just gonna sit here, guys. Good luck.
I'll take the hoops, I guess.
He takes them from you and hands them back to Avius.
Isn't there's 5 stones and 4 of us?
There's 5 stones, 4 of you. Each of you have 2 hoops. And then he says, 2 hoops for outsiders and 1 ride. And you are given the reins to a lizard each. You can see there are 5 stones, and while you've been kind of trying to figure out what's going on, they've been moving into position towards these stones. The first stone, there are 2 lizards being ridden by Boglegs, and they're just kind of pacing outside the stone back and forth. And again, it's about 30 feet away from the center island. The second stone is covered, and they've moved on top of it a very large dried reed ball, sphere kind of thing they've crunched on top of the stone, so it's not going to be possible to get a hoop over that spire of stone unless you break through that reed thing.
Okay.
The third stone is completely bare of anything, but it is 20 feet tall. The fourth stone is the most natural of them all. It's slightly curved, slightly arched. And there are 3 Boglegs that are, it's relatively dry, 3 Boglegs that are squatted low next to it, and they're all carrying one large net. And then the fifth stone is all by itself with no looking like much dry land at all. It's very waterish, and you can see just several Bogleg heads, just like their eyes, just at their water level, and they are excitedly waiting for you to come their way.
Can we get some Star Trek fight music?
Look, fellas, I found saltpeter.
All right.
Just lying here.
All right, boys, let's do this.
He takes this big water pitcher, and he balances it carefully on these small flat stones on the center island, and all the kids are excitedly watching, and he tips it, and it holds it in just the right spot that just a little bit of water comes out and spills out and starts gathering on the kind of a bowl-shaped bottom stone.
As soon as the water starts to drip out, Elmon will jump on his lizard. And not Avius's, but his. And do I feel like I could stand and ride this lizard at the same time with my amazing elven agility?
It would be very challenging, but possible.
Okay. I will do that and start heading towards the 20-foot stone.
All right. A large lizard just scampers off like those crazy lizards do, with the legs just flailing. It splatters across the swamp water.
My legs.
Holy shit, I regret everything.
Elman's on it. What would the rest of you like to do? The water is slipping down the stone.
Avius is going to go towards the one with the reed ball
Okay.
on his lizard.
All right. Avius races off towards that.
Puck is going to cast Animal Friendship on his lizard
Okay.
and make a little buddy. And then he'll go after the first one, the short one with the 2 riders.
Make what does Animal Friendship do? I don't know that spell.
The spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it. Oh, that's true. There's some stuff we have to do here. Convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within whatever. If the beast's intelligence is a 4 or higher, the spell fails.
Okay, I think you're good. I'll double check. Keep going.
Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Or what?
Or be charmed by you for the spell's duration.
There we go. And what's the duration?
1 hour, 24 hours.
And what's the casting time?
1 action.
Okay. Got it. And what was the 4 intelligence? You're perfect. These are not smart beasts. Okay, great. You cast that spell, make a sleight of hand roll, and you can have advantage as everyone's excited and croaking and clicking.
And they're probably paying attention to the elf standing on top of a lizard.
That's pretty true.
Sleight of hand 13.
13. You cast the spell, break the rules by casting a spell, and one of the children sees you, but he just smiles.
I smile and wave back.
Anytime you cast a spell, God kills a little bogleg child.
They all point to little Bob.
Looks good.
Your lizard reacts well. The agitation, the tenseness of the muscles immediately relaxes, and it feels like it's an old friend of yours who you've ridden with for many years now. And you are taking off towards The stone with
first one with the two riders.
With the two riders. All right. You're charging right at them. And Olgrim, you're last.
Olgrim has this moment with his lizard where he's just kind of frowning at him. The lizard's frowning at Olgrim.
Face to face.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And try to mount him. And doesn't leave me with much. It leaves me with the swimming or the swimming in heavy-ass armor. So, let's make it interesting.
Wasn't that nice of us?
We'll go for the guys who are at the curved stone where they're dipped a little under the water.
With the net.
With the net.
Okay.
Correct.
You are racing in that direction. Elmon, you said you were standing atop your animal.
Yes.
Make a animal handling roll, and let's do it at disadvantage.
Even though I have land vehicle ability?
Yeah.
Okay. Worth a shot.
You're desperately trying to get that skill to use.
4.
4.
How about I sit down?
Elmon, you go riding towards the
Not acrobat?
unoccupied, if you will, stone spire that's 20 feet up. You're standing dramatically, and you slip. Make an acrobatics roll to stay mounted at all.
9.
And you go tumbling, splashing, splatting, and are instantly mud covered. And your animal, though, you had a connection with as well. It comes to a stop and slowly steps back towards you. So it has
that was deliberate. That was deliberate. And jump back on him.
Who was next? Avius. You were heading towards a stone that is covered in these spherical reed type thing.
Reeds?
Your animal is going towards there kind of slow, or you can speed it up but also risk getting tossed or something else. What do you want to do? Push it or nice and slow and steady?
Slow and steady runs the race.
All right.
Avius wants to kind of ride its back on his knees so that he has a little bit of height. That stone is how tall?
That one's normal, like 4 foot tall one.
Okay, all right.
Actually, probably even 3 foot tall, and it's low, but it's got this reed ball around it.
Okay. In that case, we're going a little bit. We're picking up the pace.
Okay. The animal starts, you've pointed in the right direction, it starts veering off, and then you start kicking this lizard, and make an animal handling roll, please.
The other direction.
4.
4. It is going really, 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 really slowly, zigzagging left and right towards the 3 boglegs holding the large net stone that Olgrim's. You're following Olgrim slowly at this point. Let's go to Olgrim then. Olgrim, you hear cursing.
To Olgrim.
You hear cursing behind you as Avius has lost control of his mount, and you have the same challenge. You're heading towards these guys with the net. Do you want to make it slow and steady and deal with some sort of tactical situation when you get there, or are you trying to barrel through or something else?
I'm going for the barreling through. I'm trying to get my
It's worked so well for
gecko
us.
/ creature here to kind of they're in the water.
No,
it's kind of not that one. That one's they're maybe ankle deep. It's not that deep over
Oh,
there.
I thought these guys were like at eye level.
That was the 5th stone.
Can I be for that one? I thought I was going
Sure.
for that one.
Sure.
So for that one, it was essentially charging towards them, and essentially I'm having my lizard guy belly flop into the middle to just cause disarray
Interesting.
so that I can make my way to the stone.
All right. Avius, as you're zigging left and right, cursing this thing, you can see up ahead, speeding almost recklessly, is a dwarf on top of a lizard, racing towards this 5th stone and heading towards a bunch of these bogleg heads that are kind of moving in position, getting ready to somehow deal with this situation. Olgrim, as you're right there, you're doing this, trying to get it to leap and belly flop,
Trying to get it to leap
with
and
you
belly
still atop it.
Yes.
Make an animal handling roll.
Come on, Bessie! Ooh, 19.
You impossibly get this thing to leap up into the air. At the same time, that was also kind of their goal, and 2 of them come leaping out of the water to take you out.
Oh,
And let's see if they can pull that off. What did you get, a 19?
19.
All right, one of them leaps and was going to totally take you out where you were, but you're now higher. So he hits the head of the lizard and goes tumbling back into the gook.
Sorry.
The other one hits you square in the chest. He leaps high and dangles those long frog legs behind him. And in slow motion, he goes flying right towards you and hits you square in the chest. You now need to do a strength roll and beat a 13, and you're fine.
Okay. I will not with a 10.
With a 10, you get hit.
It's a strength roll. It's not
just pure strength.
athletics?
Pure strength.
Pure strength. Okay.
You get hit, and the weight of the guy sends you backwards off of your beast. You can make a dexterity roll, 10 only.
I'll do that. 11.
Okay.
12, technically.
Your giant lizard has smashed down into the water, creating chaos. The one that got hit by it is splash and tumble. The one that didn't jump is racing to get out of the way. You have been knocked off. The guy who knocked you off is also gone tumbling away. But at the last moment, as you get knocked off, you have at least maintained a grip on the tail of your lizard.
Okay.
Puck!
I'm coming, Olgrim!
Hold still!
Puck, what are you up to?
Puck's gonna race, just like barrel towards, and as he does that, he kind of gets a little low in the saddle and like rubs behind this lizard's like a ear, like get him a little scratch and say, "Come on, Pokey, we're gonna get these guys."
And which one were you headed towards again?
The one with the 2 riders.
Ah.
And my goal is to barrel right into one of them, just like charge them.
With anger and hate?
No, just like trying to more or less knock him off of the lizard and kind of get one of them out of the way.
Okay. You are heading towards them. They are maneuvering their lizards quite well, quite adeptly, and you can even glance and see that one of them is a little caught off guard with how easily you are handling your beast as well. They were expecting this foolish, weird goblin creature to be making an idiot of himself like the elf, but that's not the case. Go ahead and make a animal handling roll. And doesn't count. Do it with advantage.
Natural 20.
Oh! They both make fantastic countering maneuvers of positioning themselves in this perfect spot to completely get in the way. This is absolutely a stone challenge designed for 2 of you to be doing at one time. However, their maneuvers were done in the exact same space. And they smash into each other, and they go crashing down and in a heap of lizard and frogs, and you can go right past them if you want.
I want to go right past them and throw a little ring around the rock.
You go right past them. You can throw a ring. Where is it at? It's pretty simple. Make an athletics 7 roll as you toss your ring.
13.
That's good. Your ring goes swooping over and goes spiraling down this stone, and you hear some loud croaks and weapon clicks back from the kids and the guys still on the island. And that is one roughly round, and the water continues to slip down the stones. Let's go back to Elmond.
Hop back up on my lizard, and
It's extra slippery now.
yeah. I'm gonna, I guess, ride it appropriately now, having been slightly humbled, and just go for the stone. When I get close, I'm gonna slow him down, stand up on it, and jump up and get as much height as I can, but
Okay.
throw the ring.
You get up to it.
Taking a little bit more of a methodical approach now.
Okay. Then you don't have to do any animal handling. You may get very close to it. You said you're going to stand on it?
As he gets there, slow him down,
Okay.
stand up, and then jump and try and, I assume the lizard's how high?
A couple feet.
Okay, a couple feet high. I'm 6 feet high, so that's 10 feet. So, I guess either determine would jumping up be easier before I
No,
toss
just do it right there.
Yeah, I'll
You
just
got
toss
two
it
of 'em.
right there.
Okay. Make a roll, and I'm going to give you a bonus. Make an athletics roll.
Okay. 16.
16 is Elmon throws his hoop. It goes spinning. It gets caught up at the top and doesn't go down the 20-foot spire. but you still hear clicking and croaking of approval from the island, so it counts.
Okay, great.
Yeah, 2 down.
Wow.
Avius.
I'm coming, Elmon.
You are still chasing after
I think you mean
Olgrim.
That's your one.
Ogrim.
Oh my god, it's
And you looked at him.
I know. It's so weird.
why me?
I've been witnessing what happened ahead of me, and
Essentially demolition derby.
seeing as how I can't control my lizard, and this is the way he wants to go, they were just going with it. And this is the one. Yeah. So I'm just going to try and take advantage of the situation and just crash right in there while there's some chaos happening already.
Okay, so I'll give you the same kind of question before. You can just take it easy now, and it will get in that general direction, and it will take some time. Or you can try and push it and make a roll of animal handling to get there now.
Push this bitch. 4.
You kick him in the exact same spot.
The lizard is going at still a good standard pace, but it just keeps turning to the left and the left and the left, and now it's moving towards different stone, and it's essentially the same distance away from another stone, and you're just making very little progress.
You're doing great, Avis.
Puck, let's go with you.
So
Riding in circles.
what are the there was the one with the weird
There's a reed ball on top.
yeah, explain that once more.
Sure, it's about a 3-foot stone that's sticking out, but you can't get your hoop around it because there's this brambled ball. Imagine what they might imprison a bogleg in, a bamboo wood type thing. They've kind of crunched half a ball on top of it, so you can't get your hoop. You got to smash your way through it or lift it up or something like that.
Puck's not gonna go to that one.
Okay.
And then there was the one with the 2 guys that had the net.
Yep. 3 guys holding a net.
Oh, 3 guys. Yeah, I'm gonna charge towards that one and try to get
Meeting in the middle.
Elmon's eye and have him follow suit.
Okay, you're heading that way. And Elmon, did you want to respond
sure.
to that? Okay. You guys are converging on that point. Olgrim.
I'm still in the air at this point, according to last go.
Olgrim, you hit mud. You're still holding on to this tail. The animal is just randomly racing around in a panic. You hear the croaks of dismay and just like, oh, really? As you scattered a whole bunch of them, played a little rough.
Oh, play the little rough.
And what would you like to do? You're very close to the stone, but you are very quickly about to be dragged away from it.
I will stay with the stone, so I will let go, and so that I'm at the base of this stone.
Okay. You let go. You have lost your animal. He's gone. But you're able to stand up, and you're on enough footing that you're not drowning in this slightly deepish part of the water next to the stone, and it is above you. You need to make an athletics 7 to toss your first hoop.
Athletics 7.
He's good at this.
22.
Whoa!
Nice.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but... Wait, no?
Nothing but stone.
No, that's the line I should have used.
Oh, yeah. You throw the hoop, it goes around and spins around dramatically, and there's more hoots and hollers.
All about the...
How much liquid is left in how much liquid is gone?
How much time we got?
You have
We don't
no clue. It's too far away. You cannot tell.
Avius can see.
Avius has not left the island. All right, water slips down the stone, and let's go to Elmon and Puck. The two of you are converging on stone 4. This is the weird curved one. Looks a little more natural. There are 3 boglegs that are guarding it excitedly, and they've got a large net stretched out between the 3 of them.
I will. I'll take the lead. I'll take the net. You get the ring on the stone.
Okay.
I draw my short sword. And
No weapons.
No hate.
No magic.
Hey, but I'm not attack. I mean, they have.
Oh,
I'm not going to
No
attack
weapons.
them.
Don't look at me.
Did they say
did-
no weapons?
They did.
Did they specifically say no
Yes.
weapons?
I can't remember.
Okay.
But it seems like
You're gonna get the penalty box.
but it's not nice.
Okay.
Don't fuck it up, Elmon.
Like usual. All right. Now, disregard the sword part.
I'll take my bow.
I guess I will charge straight for them, waiting for like the moment that I see them like tense to throw, and then I will basically somersault off the back. I will eject myself from the lizard backwards, trying to basically wherever they're anticipating me to be, they capture the lizard, but hopefully not me.
You are racing right towards them. They are trying to decide whether it's you or Puck. So how do you want to deal with that?
I am in front of Puck.
All right, you're pushing faster to get in front of Puck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like taking the lead. I'm making myself the obvious target.
Going, la, 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 la,
Yeah.
just charging them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You go racing
But a
right
little
at
less
them.
girlish.
All right. Make an animal handling roll, and you get advantage because you have a good connection with this.
Animal handling?
Yes.
All right. Jesus. 11?
11. You get close, but you don't get to a good stop with the creature, and you're not able to leap off at all.
Okay.
They are able to wrap up your mount in this net, and you can make another animal handling roll right now with advantage. Oh! Actually, give them advantage.
9.
They did poorly, too.
Does it need to go in the cup?
I mean, these are like the DOS. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I'm just going to use some other dice for now.
You start pulling back on your lizard, and they've got it wrapped up. Its head's all cut up in this net, and they're doing some sort of croaky laughing type noise. And you are kind of messed up. However, zipping past you is this crazy fast, barely even touching the boggy water lizard with a wild hooded goblin giggling on the back of it. Racing past you and past the net, you are at their stone. Puck.
I'm gonna take my other ring and throw it up there.
All right, this is your last ring. This one's a little higher. It's athletics 9.
You got this.
Natural 20.
Jeez!
3.
Puck throws his last hoop, and it spirals down. You hear more clicking of approval from the island. I think we have Olgrim last to go.
I threw my hoop, but I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have 2 hoops.
You have 2 hoops.
Oh, I have 2.
Everyone has 2.
The last one.
There's one left with
there's
the
one left.
one with the weird
Reed.
The reed.
the reed on it.
Yeah.
Aren't there? Have we got 3 of
1,
them done?
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there's one more.
Yep.
Puck's already done
Puck.
2.
Look at you.
Hasn't seen water.
The rest of your-
wondering what the rest of you guys are doing.
They're just mud covered. Oh, by the way, Olgrim, you have been playfully tackled by one of these adult boglegs who was just rubbing mud in your hair for doing a belly flop with your lizard on him.
Then I am doing the football carry. I've got him under the arm. I'm charging at the next stone.
Okay.
And if he stays there, I'm going to attempt to ascend with him.
All right. It's very slow going, but you are doing so.
All right.
And the water slips down the stone. Let's go to the top. We haven't seen anything from Avius in a while. Avius.
Fireballs. I hate this game.
Avius is now doing like circus tricks atop his lizard as it just runs around in circles. I would try and get back to that reed stone.
Okay.
To the right, little lizard, to the right. And that's a 17.
All right. You finally have some control of the creature, and you've got some speed. You're barreling in fast towards dryish land. There's a very low stone that is covered by this weird bramble. What would you like to do as you're barreling towards it, Avius?
There's not much to do. I can't use magic.
Nope.
I'm just gonna.
Neither can I, you crybaby.
I'm just gonna.
Can't use magic.
Can I? I can't. Can I use my staff though?
You have a staff with you, yeah. It's one of the reasons why you can't control this thing. You've been holding on to this stupid staff.
I'm gonna get my staff ready to bash in this reed.
You can do that right now.
I do that.
You come racing up beside it, make a It's a bashing roll. Get advantage with your momentum on this animal.
What am I?
Staff attack.
Staff attack.
Big +2?
It's, yeah. With advantage, that's 21.
21.
Oh.
You get a big crack, and a section of it, probably a good third of it, comes smashing off the side. Olgrim, you are very slowly making your way through the bog. You are holding on to this bogleg, however, and it is unable to get out of your grip. We have Puck and Elmon. Elmon, what would you like to do?
Can I disentangle from the net?
Yeah, right now they're not playing fair. It's not our stone has been defeated, you're
right,
done.
right.
They are trying to completely delay you if at all possible. You can try and pull free with your creature if you want.
Or would it be possible to, as Puck is turning and coming by, can I just jump on the on his lizard?
Pokey is his name.
Yeah, on Pokey.
Yeah, you can.
I would like to do that.
Puck is. What are you up to?
I slow down for him to jump on, and then we race off towards the last the last stone.
You've got a choice, Puck. You can slow down so we can get on. He doesn't have to make any kind of crazy roll to get on, or you can go by really fast and prevent you from getting caught up in the mess.
Yeah, I'm gonna go by real fast.
All right, Elmon, you wave, and Puck sees it when he's done grinning at his double hoop success, and he brings his lizard racing by. Puck, you are able to leap over one of the boglegs holding onto the net towards Elmon and his lizard. Elmon, you leave your trusty mount behind, leap
Love you,
off
guy.
of it, and you need to make an acrobatics roll.
Natural 1.
Oh my god! Elmon, you leap through the air, and you did the arc, the angle, the movement, the style is 100% perfect. You're like a full 3 seconds early, however. Just excited, and you jumped way too early. You splash, you're like, oh crap, as you're halfway through the air, you know it's not going to work. You accidentally kick one of the boglegs in the head. You hit the ground, and then you are just trampled by this really fast lizard with an abnormally heavy goblin on its back. And you take 1d6 plus 2 bludgeoning damage, please.
Do you want me to roll, or
Yeah,
do you
go
want
for it. Yeah, Puck. Let's have Puck
Pokey
roll the
to roll it
damage.
over there?
Roll 1d6, add 2.
6.
6 points of bludgeoning as you are trampled, and you get a good mouthful of
12
blackish
points of damage total.
bog water.
Because I had 6 from before, so I'm taking a total of 12 now.
And water slips down the stone. Olgrim, you may make an athletics roll, and you've got to roll crazy high to have any chance of getting near there soon. It's so far away. Go ahead and make an athletics roll, and you may be able to contribute in some way.
I am depositing my bug leg.
Okay.
Let's see. And so you said do that. Okay.
This is just a bonus. You're not going to make it. So.
I'm not gonna make it.
What did you get?
13.
13. Still, you're just caught. It's just heavy. Your armor's getting slow. All this water. You're making your way there. It's just too slow. Elmond, you're screwed. Puck, you're racing towards that final stone. So then, Avius, what would you like to do?
Bashing at the reed again.
Okay. Make a roll.
17.
17. With another smash, you have smashed off another third, and this is the third that's over the top of the stone. So you can now see the exposed stone itself. And if you want, you can make no reason not to, you can make an athletics roll 10 to try and get off one of your hoops right now, like a quick shot.
Doing it.
Go for it.
Oh, can I do my second action?
That's interesting.
And 12 minus 1 is 11.
Oh, what did I say?
Athletics.
10.
10, yeah, I think I said 10.
Yeah.
You throw your hoop. It's not the prettiest. It looks gangly. But the hoop lands and spirals down the 3 foot of stone. And there is cheers and croaks all around the bog. And Everyone seems excited and happy except for the elf who just slowly gets up. His head comes out of the mud.
Wipe my face.
Just gook all over him.
I make the best of it, though. I smile and give a appreciative little, shoulder grab, I guess, to the three guys that are...
That means something else. That's the wrong shoulder. You don't do it that way.
Kind of make nice with the boglegs that threw the net on me.
All right. After a minute or two, the group has arranged to one party, if you will, at this dry island in the center. Puck is there. There's the looks they used to give you are gone. They appear to be quite impressed. Good goblin. And they kind of pat Olgrim on the back, and someone tries to put mud on your head again. You're not sure why he keeps doing that. He thinks it's really funny. Elmon, you come back with just this broken group of people that have just been hurt, including yourself. You're like, oh, yeah, we did a good job, but it's like, oh, man, that was much more rough than we thought. And it takes a couple more minutes, but Avius finally shows up with his lizard, bringing up the rear.
It was nice that you guys all got to do one.
You did good, Puck. You did real good.
Grax says, you have shown you are strong and skill. You have passed the challenge of 5 Stone Tribe. And he puts his hand atop your shoulder for each of you, pseudo-knighting type thing, but he seems pleased. And he says, time for eating. And they break out all the food. The bag that you brought, Elmon, you want nothing to do with. All sorts of weird bloodied leg, head type stuff. There's other things, though, that look like corn balls that have been, flies have been added type stuff. There's some sort of breadish thing that tastes very fishy as well. I don't know what you guys want to enjoy or not enjoy. It's up to you. But it's a celebration. They are happy. This is not a normal occurrence for them.
We'll be polite. I mean, at least Elmon will be polite and look for the, least, whatever looks the most edible.
Okay.
And we'll...
Avius is just having fun doing prestidigitation spells.
What's an example?
Like a different color atop of each stone.
No spells that kill you. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Party over.
You have failed.
Damn it!
This was the final test.
Never mind.
Puck's just staying on Pokey. He's not giving.
Oh, really?
He gets one of the little kids to bring him one of those corn balls with the
Serve
flies.
me, child.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's just bonding with the lizard.
Okay.
Olgrim has disease and poison resistance, so he's just eating all the food. It's just...
Time goes by. It's maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. The sun is just starting to set. It's still bright and nice out, and Grax says, let us pack, and you have earned your right to speak with Chief Grim.
While we were making small talk and stuff.
Sure.
I'm gonna Grack. It is right.
Yes.
Grack. A friend of mine named Rolmick is missing from Tullus. He wanted to come here. Have you seen him?
I know names, but a city man we have from day ago.
Is he okay?
He is one that hurts.
Okay.
And you see Puck wolfing down another one of these fly cornballs. And then I don't know. No, that's fine. That's fine. Grak kind of looks totally caught off guard at you, Elmon, as you say that. You spurt out blood from your left shoulder as an arrow has just hit you for 8 points of piercing damage, and more arrows start raining out from the bushes, and you see multiple orc figures racing out and charging this entire little camp that's just about ready to leave. And they are closing in, charging.
I'm not surprised.
You don't know how long they've been waiting for this ambush, but they have been out there in these tall bushes. Arrows have come sailing in. One of the boglegs have been hit, as has Elmon. Most of you are on this dryish patch of island where you've been having this late dinner picnic party type thing, eating weird bogleg food. And arrows flying in from the left side and the right side, from some distance out. Elmon, even though you just got hit, you instantly switch into combat mode. You look around and you can see more arrows coming in. From the left side, say the west side, over there, you see 3 orc archers, just barely standing out of the bush, arcing long shots from about 170 feet away. It's quite some distance out, and roughly the same distance on the opposite side, the east side. There's 2 of these orc archers launching huge arrows. It's quite a shot for them, so they're not hitting with accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
Straight ahead of you, how far out? Straight ahead of you, about 30 feet away, bursting out of a bush, are 3 large orcs with wicked swords, wicked axes, charging out, just going, barreling at the group. But they are kind of going slow because it's boggy, difficult terrain, but they are charging through. They'll probably be there in another turn, is your best guess, based on your movement. They're about 30 feet away. And then and near you are a bunch of boglegs that are around you. Your group is mostly on the island. The only one who's not on the island is Puck, who's just been kind of orbiting the island on his lizard throughout the celebration.
Did you get one of those?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Also, for everyone who enjoyed the great spectacles, you are rewarded with a DM Inspiration die, and that is Avius. You are rewarded a DM Inspiration. They really liked you bravely with strength smashing the reed ball aside. They did not enjoy the goofy early flop into the water by Elmond. They kind of disapprove of that. They also did not like the offensive play penalty hockey style that Olgrim played, smashing into people as they took it. Unfortunately, you do not get a DM Inspiration die. However, they loved how Puck did it. You earn a DM Inspiration die. That might come in handy here. So these orcs are charging in, and there is another orc also charging out from straight ahead, slightly off to the side, barreling after a group of mostly young boglegs. There's a few that are intermixed on the island. There's a few young boglegs that are in the water that have been playing around a little bit that he is charging straight towards, and you think there's another orc still in the bushes where he came from.
Order 66.
That is your situation. You are surrounded. You're being ambushed from the sides by arrows, and straight ahead you've got 4 orcs barreling towards the island and you and these boglegs and their kids. And let's roll initiative and see what happens, shall we? Good luck.
Let's.
New combat. We have an archer shooting from the side. He is shooting at Puck. And he easily misses from that range. Olgrim, you're next. Yeah! With your extra speed.
I am intercepting the single that's going towards the pool of children.
Okay.
In such a way that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm envisioning this marshy, but is it like, is there structure to the flooring or ground?
Yeah, it's not, it's like a mossy, it's not mud where you're totally screwed, but it's like a mossy plant stuff that's just hard and slow. More the liquid's the hardest part, the most difficult
Okay, but
part.
it's not like bamboo reeds tied together, kind of.
No. It's not constructed. It's still natural. Your movement rate for everyone moving around here is halved.
Okay.
Unless you're on a lizard or an expert ranger.
I'll be moving to attempt to intercept
Okay.
as best I can.
You could do a move and then use your action as a dash to finish that to get there, but then you're done. You would still have a bonus, or you can move halfway there and do something else.
Can I use the bonus to enter into a defensive stance?
No, that's a full action.
That's a full action. So that's actually what I'm going to do then. I'm going to spend my second action and enter into a defensive stance.
Describe what.
It's essentially I'm slopping my way through the terrain, and as I get there, shield comes out, digs into the earth a bit, kind of given that, and sword to my side, bracing for this.
Okay. And how are you doing it game mechanically? How are you getting these extra actions?
I am spending. So I've spent essentially a move.
Okay. So you're normally done, and then what are you doing above and beyond?
And then I am expending my. It's not called second wind.
Oh, your action surge.
Action surge.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
To brace myself.
To then get
However,
defensive.
that does not give me a bonus action; just gives me an action. So I will use that to just enter a defensive.
That's full on defense. Great. So, no surprise. Guess who's next? Elmon.
Hey.
You guys are fast.
So I will take my bonus action to move about 20 feet towards the 3 archers to our west.
You don't have that bonuses don't work that way.
Oh,
You get
okay,
a move.
move.
You get a free move. Yeah.
Yeah. So my free move
Here.
moves, yep, about 20 feet to the archers to our west, the
Oh, okay.
3 archers.
You can do that with your speed. Yes.
I will turn and take a bow shot at the one orc approaching now Olgrim.
Oh, across the way. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
As my initial action.
I'm ready.
That would be 15 to hit.
15. Shoo, you miss. First shot is a miss. You have a second shot coming. You get 2 attacks.
15 misses.
I'll take that second shot at him. And that would be a 19.
Shoo, is a hit to that orc. What's your damage?
I'm sorry. Can I put Hunter's Mark on him?
No.
Okay.
You can do it after you finish this action.
Understood. 8 points of damage.
8 points. Gah! He gets hit, does not in any way stop his charge towards Olgrim and the younglings.
And as my bonus action, I would like to put Hunter's Mark on him.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. Next, this one of the orcs from straight ahead charges towards the island, and they go slow though, and only gets about half the distance. For his bonus action, they have a special interesting ability. And that ability is called Aggressive. As a bonus action, this orc can move up to its speed towards a hostile creature that it can see. So it is able to actually close that distance, and it is closing towards Elmon and a bunch of the boglegs, and is now attacking.
Elmon or Avius?
Sorry. God, Avius, that was my one.
You people.
So we've got Avius alone on the island, if you will, with other boglegs. You are now face to face with one of these big orcs. He comes up to you and he strikes at the bogleg next to you and hits the bogleg and wounds it and sends it to the ground. You're not sure if it's dead or alive. And then he strikes at you, Avius, and 19.
And what kind of... Is this a bludgeoning or what is this?
Yeah, what are they armed with?
That's an axe. It's going to be piercing damage.
Ouch. How much? 19?
19 is the 2 hit. Did he breach your armor
He
class?
did,
Okay,
yes.
then it's 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Taking it? All right.
Yep.
Done. He cries out, "Roar!" and slices into the bogleg and Avius. The other orc who's been charging straight towards Olgrim and the younglings and has been hunter's marked by Elmon finishes his charge and uses his aggressive stance to move right in and is going to attack you, Olgrim, with disadvantage since you are in a defensive stance. An 11, I think, is nowhere near your shield. He's
Thought that was your job.
hitting more of the water. You're neck up and out of the water. He's just hitting water at this point. Nothing. Avius Catorum is next.
Wizard! Fireballs and lightning! Very, very frightening!
The kids start chanting it.
Damn it. So how these guys are about 30 feet away from each other, the two and the one?
Yeah. The melee-ish orcs, the farthest ones are 30 away. There's one right in front of you, so be
Right.
aware of any ranged attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then the archers are about 170 feet away.
Just mumbling that should cause them to second guess some stuff.
I thought there was one.
That was
Yeah,
a
your
flame sphere.
fireball, right? Or flames, yeah.
Yeah, the flame sphere you can move.
Oh, where's that?
Oh.
Flaming sphere. Aha. Hold on, let me read this real quick. Sorry. Okay, perfect.
Ever prepared.
Perfect. All right, flaming sphere.
Okay, just keep in mind there's a lot of water around here.
I'll keep it above ground.
Be steamy.
I'm going to flaming sphere like right at this first dude, and that is going to be.
And does it say anything about ranged attack? I don't think it does.
It does not.
Perfect. Okay, keep going.
5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in an unoccupied space of my choice.
Okay, so next to him.
Next to him. I'll say behind him. That way it
Behind
doesn't
him.
get me.
All right, a large ball of fire appears.
Oh, it's not gonna. Yeah.
Spells all have fine print.
I hate this part
Terms and
of
conditions
this spell.
apply.
Do you accept the spell? It's one of the more complicated spells, actually. It's got a lot of text on it.
The spell requires cookies enabled.
Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make a dex save. The creature takes 2d6, or half as much on successful, and then I can move it after that. So it's there, basically kind of behind him
Okay.
to his quarter.
Right now, it's less a damaging spell than it is more of a crowd control. If you stay near this thing, you will take damage, so they've got to move in a way, and they've got to get out of the way. That's the concept behind the spell. And it's concentration?
It is not concentration. Oh, it is
I
concentration.
assume so. All right, you are concentrating on that spell. You've created this flaming sphere behind him. It hits the ground. You have no way of levitating it, but it is on the island, the edge of the island, so it's not extinguished in any way, so you're totally good there.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, I can move it up 30 feet.
Okay?
So I guess if it's not going to damage him at the moment, I want to ram it into these two guys.
Okay. You can. There is a possible chance it may go out because you're rolling it over some boggish water. You'll have to make an Arcana roll if you move it out there.
Oh, barriers. I can jump it.
Describe it. Read the text. I don't know the spell.
I can direct it over barriers up to 5 feet tall and jump it across pits up to 10 feet wide.
Let's do that.
Yeah. The sphere ignites flammable objects not being worn or carried. Sheds bright light. That's convenient.
What level are you casting this at?
It's gonna be. I'm just gonna do second level, and I can move it up to 30 feet. So,
And what happens when you move it?
if I ram the sphere into a creature, the creature must make a saving throw against the sphere's damage, and it stops moving for that turn.
Okay. So you've created this sphere behind this orc, and you're now leaping it through the air further back away towards the two orcs still yet to arrive and on the scene.
Yep.
Okay, you slam it towards one, and he has to make a dexterity save. You don't roll at all.
Right.
All right, what is your spell DC?
It's gonna be now 14.
14. He gets a 3 and enjoys all the damage, so
2d6.
there's one
That's what I
there.
said.
Yeah.
10.
Nice.
All right, and it comes to a stop there.
Does.
It is not in any way extinguished on that particular section, so you're fine, and it's next to these two guys, and they need to get out of there, is what you're saying.
Right. If
Nice.
they end their turn there, or within 5 feet.
Yeah, and you still have a move available if you want to do anything with that move.
I want to move myself in between the little boglegs and the orc.
You're there. You're there. You're even standing over this wounded one that just got hurt. And Archer
You
is
shall not pass!
An Archer shoots at Puck from the west side with disadvantage from the long range and gets a 12.
Nope.
Misses. Double check that 12. Yeah, 12 misses. The orc that you just hit with the flaming sphere, Avius, is in rage and is definitely getting away from that sphere. He slowly plods through the muck, then gets angered and charges towards an enemy and charges right up towards you, but is blocked by Grak, the bogleg, who stands before you to protect you.
Oh, thanks, Greg.
And Grak is hit.
And Grak is down.
Grak is hit.
Wrong move, Greg.
Check the damage. Got it. Okay, Grak is hit, and he is hurt, but still standing. And the last orc to charge in is heading right towards Puck, and he uses his aggressive bonus to also cover that distance. And he's right next to you, Puck. He is going to attack your lizard.
Oh.
He slices with this crooked sword and gets a 9, which a giant lizard could care less about. You easily pull your beast away, and it does not get hurt at all. More arrows come firing. This from the east side. One of them, actually all of them are at Olgrim in your defensive stance. So Olgrim, you're holding tight as this orc is hammering away. You can hear some whistling arrows. You turn slightly to the side. Get your shield up. The first shot, its long-range shot, is a 12. The second shot is a 17.
It will not make it through.
Oh, arrows. One goes into the muck. Another one hits you right in the shield. Nice. Puck, you are last in the round.
Finally. Call lightning. I'm going to do my big
call
lightning
lightning.
spell.
All right, how's this working?
So a big, huge storm cloud, 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius, appears 100 feet over our heads. And I'm going to center the spell on these archers over here.
Okay, what's the range?
120 feet.
They are 170 feet away.
Oh.
Well, if Puck is beside me, technically
yeah.
they're 150.
About 150
right
feet away.
Oh, okay, then I'll move.
Okay.
Within 120 feet.
Your lizard, you can get him to move. Well, your move will be to move him.
Yeah.
And he will move up to 40 feet, we'll say.
So move 40 feet.
All right. Doing so, however, will provoke an opportunity attack from
Okay,
that.
I also want to do something before I move.
Go for it.
I want to, as a bonus action, use 2 of my balms on Elmon.
Elma, oh, he's right next to you.
Yep.
Balm of the Summer Court. Summer Court?
12.
Nice.
12 healing, magical
Good
energy.
Job, Puck. Finally doing your job.
6 levels later.
You get a good heal.
Heal comes out to Elmon, and then Puck runs away. But as he does so, Elmon, your eyes grow wide as a crooked axe comes flying towards Puck as he rides away. Opportunity attack by the
His
orc.
disengage doesn't work.
Oh, and it is stuck, and it cannot get out of this muck. It will be unable to move next turn. It's just completely caught in this weird muck. Totally misses that. Nice. Puck, you race close off to the west side with your lizard splattering across the water with ease. You're still, by the way, 100% dry.
Yeah.
And you are, what did we say, 150? You're now 110 feet
Yep.
away.
So call lightning. That big storm cloud's going to come down.
All right.
And I'm gonna center it in the middle.
Okay.
And everyone within 5 feet, every creature within 5 feet must make a dex saving throw.
Right now?
Yep.
Son of a biscuit. Dexterity saving throw. These guys are good with their dexterity. That is not good. That's a natural 1. That is a 15 and a natural 20.
So I'll go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
'Cause one will take full and the others will take half.
Okay.
14 damage.
All right. And then half for the guys that passed it.
Wait, what? How does?
Wouldn't that be 17?
17. Sorry, I read
Yeah.
that as a 6.
Shoot, you messed up my number here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. What was the damage again?
17?
17. So what's half of 17 round down is 8. Got it. That guy takes 8. The archer who rolled a 1 will take max damage. What's max damage?
Oh,
30?
30.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow!
3d10.
He just looks up with an open mouth in awe at this cloud above him and takes how much damage?
30.
30 damage?
His name is Powder.
He is, you know those trees when they get zapped and they split in two? He is split in two by this lightning and is slain immediately, just zapped out of existence. And the other orc archer did so well, he takes no damage with his critical success, we'll say. All right, good job. And Puck's done.
He crossed over his friend.
His friend's the first one to get hit, and he just pulls him over as the next lightning strike hits.
Cross the streams.
Last to go, stepping out of the foliage from the front section from a bush, is the largest orc of all. He comes charging out, crosses half the distance towards the island, and shouts, "Your entrails will lay before the Marsh Clan!" And he taunts the lot of you. Every single one of you have now been taunted by this orc commander. I need all of you to roll a wisdom saving throw, 15 or higher.
18.
13.
8.
I'm feeling very taunted.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
All right, so everyone but Avius, you, until the end of the whole next round, you will be at disadvantage to attack unless you attack him in his half-plate mail armor. Just FYI.
Oh, shucks.
Just
How does that
FYI.
work with saving throws?
He will get advantage on saving throws.
I have to wait until the other one's dead,
Oh, I know,
so
yeah.
kill him quick.
But everybody else gets the advantage as well? On saving throws? Or are we just at disadvantage?
You're
to
taunted
attacking
about him,
okay.
about
Gotcha.
him.
Sorry, misunderstood.
If you, I'm sorry, yeah, if you cast on anyone else, they will have advantage on saving throws.
Gotcha.
He will not. He wants you to attack him. All right, it's a new round. He is now part of the mix. We're up at the top. The archer off in the west, who took some damage from that lightning, is firing a shot at the closer Puck. What's your distance now? What did we say?
110.
Yeah, you're in normal range, so he's no longer at disadvantage. He lines up a shot. He actually draws it back farther and does an overdraw for extra damage if this hits.
Ooh, how do I do that?
That's probably going to be a hit with a 23.
Yep.
The arrow, he gets you back. The arrow comes flying and hits you. I said overdraw is 9 points of piercing damage.
And then I'm concentrating on that spell, so I have to make a save there too, right?
Yeah.
What do I have to...
It's a Constitution saving throw, and you need a 10 or higher. Doesn't count. Rerolling on the board.
I do not
Okay.
stay concentrated.
The giant cloud immediately dissipates. Can you get rid of our little marker for that one? Thank you. So he's quite happy about that. And he's also happy that he's did not fire a normal arrow. He fired a poison-tipped arrow.
Oh, but I have that armor, which gives me poison resistance.
Really?
Yeah, the armor of the Rat Queen.
You may ignore any roll I was about to make you make. The armor gives you extra resilience, and you have no idea and do not care in any way that this is a poison tip arrow. Nice. That was the archer. Let's see what happens to your tank that's half covered in water and muck with an arrow sticking out of its shield. Olgrim.
As per normal.
To my habitat.
And right behind Olgrim, by the way, are just a bunch of his 3 quivering little baby frog legs.
Yeah, you're not making
Bog
this
legs.
awkward and painful if I screw up in any way, but
No pressure.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can see the slow-mo scene
have the,
happening right now.
I have the creature in front of me. I don't have a good view of the battlefield from here.
Okay. You got this guy who's been marked, who's charged right at you, one of these big orcs.
If he's right in front of me, then he is one I am taking the attack at.
All right, double attack.
Is that, what's that, 14?
You swing and miss.
Don't you get a plus? Oh, why are you disadvantaged?
You're not in any way.
Taunt.
Oh, yeah, you're attacking not the leader. Good point.
Yes. Bummer.
Bummer indeed. Second attack. Will not hit either.
All right, 2 swings, but you are taunted by that orc commander. You have a move if you want to provoke an opportunity attack. Bonus action, I don't know what else you want to do. Otherwise, we're moving on. Moving on. Elma.
Does the orc that's attacking Olgrim seem to be fully engaged with him, not trying to get past him or anything?
Yeah, these are not tactical-minded enemies. These are... The archers are the most cunning, if you will, but they're just kind of just peppering the area.
So presently, I feel like the children behind Olgrim are safe.
Yeah, these are like big dogs that have been let off the leash. They're just charging at the first thing, which is, in this case is Olgrim.
Okay.
The only one that has any tactical sense about them, you think, is that commander, and he's yelling, "No, go there!" And they're not even listening to him.
And
Why did I join this clan?
God damn it!
I'm gonna go start my own clan.
Well, accepting the taunt, I will go ahead and swing the bow around, and I wish I had an overdraw, and we'll go ahead and shoot at the
right.
the big leader.
He
orc.
is heavily armored. This may be one of the hardest shots to pierce through his armor you have ever made.
Natural 20.
Oh! I spoke too soon!
Rise and shine, baby.
That would be... Oh, I really wish I would shot one of my Mastercraft arrows, but 12 points of damage. That
All right.
is max.
He taunts, he looks across the field, taunts everyone, even sees you arcing the arrow at him and says, "You will die, au revoir!" And then he gets a shot.
And then followed up by a second bow shot
All right.
at him as well.
20. Second 20.
Yeah! Are you kidding? Oh my God! This guy's day is just bad.
And that will be for 20 points of damage.
Holy cow. That was 12 before and 20 now?
Yeah,
For
because
32.
of Colossus.
Wow!
Nice.
Yeah, this dice is never going to dice hell.
Wow! You have bloodied him up. He's not dead, but he just got rocked. He's got an arrow that is halfway through his chest. Like, even if he somehow escapes, there's going to be like some bad shaman healing that's going to have to happen. It's like half one out, half the other. He's Steve Martin,
fantastic.
your arrow. That is, wow.
Steve Martin. Not something I would have expected here.
That's bad. All right. 1, 2,
I
3.
just had Hunter's Mark, too.
One
Does
of
that break his taunt?
no, it does not.
No, okay.
The orc that is absolutely face-to-face with Avius. Avius, you got one face-to-face with you, and then just off to the side is Grak, who's got one right in front of him. The one right next to you, Avius, is striking. He's hit you before, and he's got a 16 coming at you with his sword, swinging wildly.
It's
Another hit. And what was our damage? 6 piercing.
all right.
Oh, he gets 2 attacks. Second attack.
Fuck.
It's coming at you. And 7 misses.
Misses.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Is that what happened to the whole armor thing?
I haven't had a chance to.
It's all happening too fast.
Yeah.
And you have a concentration spell that's up right now with your sphere.
Ew,
Roll
what do I-
Constitution, Constitution save, 10 or higher.
Got it.
Okay, you're fine. You maintain control of your flaming sphere.
And it's my turn, please.
Not yet. It is the slightly wounded orc that's been just hammering uselessly back and forth with Olgrim. They've been missing each other constantly. Just a slugfest of
Mostly mud that's just picked up.
He is striking twice at
The
you.
original mudslinging campaigns.
And
An 18, good hit.
an 18 will. I'm carrying shield and armor.
Yes.
He does not.
Does
make
not get
contact.
through. His second attack, however, is going to get right through it. I can feel it. 24.
24 will make
Got a hit. Finally, he tastes dwarven blood with his
First
axe.
time the dwarf's taking damage in like
3 sessions.
That's what he likes. You take 6 piercing damage.
I will take 3 piercing.
He
damage.
cuts it in half with his heavy armor mastery.
Actually
Fantastic.
specific, not in half, but -3.
Minus 3.
Just
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
to be 50%.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh man, that would be insane. Okay, Avius, you're up next.
Avius is going to use Fireball. About right there.
That's where I'm at.
So that's about, what, 10, 15 feet in front of you?
It's going to be about 20 feet in front
20
of me,
feet.
actually.
Okay.
But within range of all 4 of those orcs.
Okay, so you're on the edge of this island. There are about 2 to 3 orcs right next to you in front of you. The leader's not too far behind them. You're planting this fireball just behind. You're kind of short lobbing this fireball over the lot of them.
Dex save for the 4 of them.
Ooh. Okay. That is dex save.
Isn't that like 8d6 damage or something? Jesus.
Yeah, roll your damage now. Guy misses. Guy misses. The guy in front of you misses. And the leader misses. All 4 enjoy the full brunt of that fireball.
27.
27 points of fire damage.
Whoosh.
Let's see. That's that one. You have sent the orc right next to Grak. Gets slammed with fire, slams into Grak. Grak takes 1 more point of damage, is still alive and on the ground, but the orc that was right in front of him is dead, on fire and dead. You've killed that one. How much damage? 27?
27.
The unwounded orc that's not too far away from Elmon and is about to engage him takes a lot of damage, is blasted but still alive. That's a huge hit. There is another orc right next to you, Avius. Has not been hurt. You blast him for massive damage. He's not been hurt. And the leader says, "You too, wizard, will die." Fire erupts.
I'm just going to be quiet now.
Eat fire, bitch!
I've got nothing up his sleeve. He takes all the damage. The fire disappears. He is a smoldering heap with an arrow straight through him and is dead.
Nice.
And that's a bonus action. Flaming sphere.
Okay, which is still going.
Comes ramming into
The guy right in front of you. All right, you bring the sphere over. You hop it over the water. It's just enough distance. He needs to make a dex save.
yeah.
Yep.
He passes the dex save.
Oh.
So he takes half damage?
So he takes half.
Okay. What's half?
No, it's 3d10, isn't it? No.
No,
No.
it's 2d6.
Sorry.
Tell the wizard.
I tried.
Sorry.
Is it round down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4.
4 points. He's looking pretty sketchy right now.
What was 3d10?
He's got fire from one side, fire from another side. Nice round.
Oh.
Avius is done. Archer over here is peppering Olgrim.
There's no more disadvantage now.
Yeah.
Olgrim! I got a 20. No, they're at long range, so it's disadvantage. I got a 20 total.
20 will make contact.
All right, you have been hit by an arrow from the east side, which these guys have not even been touched yet, these 2 archers. That is his arrow. Where's it at? Yeah, he's got that max. That's 9 points of extra overdraw arrow damage. 9
9
points of
total?
piercing.
Okay, so that'll be 6 piercing.
And then you need to make a Constitution save as its poison starts to seep into you.
I get advantage.
Oh, as a dwarven race.
But we're.
Huh?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you're disease.
Oh.
Easily defeated. 19.
Ignore that poison. There is another... licks it off the arrow.
Making direct eye contact.
There's a second archer on the east side also shooting at Olgrim with disadvantage, and a 13 is obviously a miss. Nice. That guy's done. That guy is done. There's an archer off to the west side that's shooting at Puck with normal chance to hit. And misses. He's still looking for more storm clouds above him that have disappeared, worried about more coming. Orc
He's
commander
thinking
is
he's hearing
dead.
stuff.
Archer is gone. I've got one more orc. Battleborn is their name, and he easily covers the small distance in the muck, kind of slowly and dramatically towards Elmon.
I just smile at him.
And with rage, he lifts up his cleaver and brings it down upon you twice with a 16 and a 15.
I will stop smiling as I get hit twice.
All right. Smash, smash. Chunks of elf are hurt. And you take a total of 12 piercing damage.
Okay.
And last, certainly not
Hold
least...
on. Let me roll to maintain
your
Hunter's Mark.
Constitution?
That's Constitution 10 or better. Is that correct?
Correct.
And Hunter's Mark is gone.
All right, that's a first. Puck, you're up last.
I'm gonna call down some lightning again against my two archer friends.
Off on the west side?
Mhm.
Okay. Lightning comes crashing down, and what do they roll?
Dex save.
Dex saves. An 8 and a 13.
Both fail.
Woo!
16 damage.
They take full 16 damage.
Mm-hmm.
One of the archers there he's the one that was looking up for more storm clouds, and you give him just what he's looking for. Ka-chow! Lightning comes lashing out, and he is lit up
Through his life.
and killed.
Nice.
And again, what was the damage?
16?
16 to the other archer.
He's standing there. Not like this. Not like this.
I'm sorry, one more time.
not in the
16,
chaos
16,
brochure.
got it. You critically hurt the other one, but he is still standing. Nice. And now there's a giant cloud hovering over them, right? Okay. Anything else, Bud?
Yeah, I'm gonna close the distance.
Closing in on him,
Oh,
riding your lizard. Okay.
Their spear out. Oh my god.
Fantastic.
Intimidating ass goblin.
Don't worry, I'm gonna heal you.
Problem is, he keeps disappearing into the muck,
Right.
and then freakishly appears at its. It's like commando muck.
Yeah.
Commando goblin.
Actually, he's still riding his lizard. He's not even touched the mud.
Oh,
He's
you're right.
spotless.
Oh,
I'm on pokey.
it'd be even more terrifying if you disappeared into the mud and came up. That's awesome.
All right.
Natural 20s.
I know, that was awesome.
Oh.
As Puck, you ride away there, you don't sense this because you're riding away. The rest of you that are involved in this just bloodied melee in the middle with freaking fireball artillery and this weird fiery sphere. It's just chaos around this island with doe-eyed children behind you, by the way. As all this is going on, those of you around here, which is Elmon, Avius, and Olgrim, and several boglegs, I keep saying that, you all feel the ground tremor. The ground shakes.
Uh-oh.
The water around you starts to quiver.
The curse.
You hear Avius mumble things. It's the curse. Uh-oh. And you see movement of where was it? I believe it was stone number 4, the slightly odd-shaped, more natural-looking one, rises up out of the ground.
Does it still have Puck's ring on it?
It does. This stone outcropping is but a small sliver of growth atop of a hard-backed shell of a huge creature that slowly rises out of the muck. The boglegs all drop down and cower in fear, except Grak, who's picking himself up and trying to look strong. This big thing rises up, boggy dark water just rolling off of it. There's muck and brambles and stuff just attached to it. And it's the shell of a kind of a turtleish style shell. It's a temporary home for this thing, if you will. Temporary being probably many, many, many years. And out from it rises this beast of a large mouth, slitted eyes. This thing is huge, like building size thing with multiple tentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tentacles are wrapping out. Everyone may make a nature roll. Everyone but Puck, because your back is to this. You're not even aware of it currently.
16.
That's pretty good, actually.
12.
22.
Ooh. Elmon, you know that this is and both of you and Avius, you guys recognize this as a really small adolescent version of a city-destroying creature known as a kraken. This is a small juvenile form, which is still incredibly impressive and dangerous looking as it rises up. It whips out and...
Crikey, it's a kraken!
Nope. Yep. And maybe. And yes. It whips out... Where is it at? There it is. It whips out a tentacle towards the melee in the middle of you guys and accomplishes nothing. It then hits... who is that? That's Avius in the middle for 13 points of bludgeoning damage. What? And you are knocked into the ground amongst some of the boglegs that are cowering. The
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw to maintain your flaming sphere.
I do.
Okay. And the orc that was right in front of you is also hit and is lifted up and brought towards it. And is lifted up and brought towards its mouth. No, I'll do that. Something like that.
Oh, God.
This giant thing just does this noise and starts bringing the orc in. Right next to you, Olgrim, is this orc you've been going toe-to-toe with for a while. Mm-hmm. He looks at you and roars right at you and goes, "Argh!" and turns away and grabs a javelin and throws it at the beast. The orc next to you, Elmon, stops attacking you and moves side by side next to you.
He doesn't provoke an opportunity at that point.
Nope, he's not moving. He's kind of aware of what you're doing, but no, not provoking. And that is the current situation, and we have a new player join the game of a Kraken Hatchling, and we will do a whole new combat of new initiative. Everything's beginning fresh right here.
Player 6 enters game. Player 1, 2, 3, and 4 leave game.
All right, Elmon, you're up first.
We're not seriously attacking this thing, are we?
I think we are. How far away is it?
It is closest part of it's about 15, 20 feet away.
Okay.
Farthest part of it's maybe 60, 70 feet away.
Okay. Hunter's Mark.
There's a small essence of magic somewhere on one eye or something.
It's just that little blinking arrow, it's just barely seen, just pointing down.
Even the hunter's mark is a little hesitant to go on.
Yeah. And I will attack the Kraken.
I've always waited to hear a player say that. You shoot an arrow.
And do
12.
12. That shot just nervously goes short.
Second shot.
the arrow just stops midair.
15.
15. That shot goes nervously long. And you miss.
And I'll take
technically haven't hit it yet.
Yeah. No. I guess I'll stay beside the orc.
Okay. You stay beside the orc.
Bad time to get some negative rolls after two natural 20s.
Well, you kind of burned the juice.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Kraken will take a legendary action to act after you do, and it lashes out with another tentacle to feed itself and snakes its way around Avius's foot. It is determined to get you, but you are able to squirm free. You're on your back and you're able to pull that leg free. Next up is
Not today, Mary.
Olgrim. You're up.
I am.
You named it?
Mary, of course.
I'm Olgrim is delightfully pissed at this orc, and considering he is holding a sword of revenge, which is now fully freaking charged.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the orc is now an ally. Temporarily.
Not to a dwarf.
Really? You're gonna... Okay.
Did he already make his shot, by the way?
He threw his little javelin, yes.
Did he miss?
Yes.
He deserves to die.
You get advantage on this attack. He's not paying you a lot of attention.
All right. This is a +3. We're to 17.
Is a hit.
That will reset. Second attack. Still advantaged.
Yes.
Is a 24.
You catch him. He is trying to work with you. You are having none of that. You hit him twice. What's your damage?
8 and 1. Let's see. That is 4 and 12. 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. You slash into him twice. He howls and spins around and could give a damn about this giant beast behind him and is going to be trying to slay you for sure. Olgrim's done. Puck, now you're third. How's that for sweet? You can go.
That is great.
You've
Do
been...
do I see what's going on behind me now, or am I still just oblivious?
Yeah, because you can tell the normal squeal of Avius versus a really panicked squeal of Avius, and you stop and finally look back and see this monstrous thing. You were currently racing west towards the last archer on your lizard. Now what do you want to do?
How far away is that thing from me? Can I want to move the lightning focus.
Oh yeah, it's probably there to there. It's probably 130, 140 feet. I don't know if that can move fast.
It's lightning. It can move.
The cloud.
At the
It's
speed
the
of light.
cloud.
So I can't move the cloud?
I don't know the spell.
Oh, it doesn't say anything about moving the cloud.
It may not. Maybe a single. Yeah,
Keep going.
I think it's just a heavy damage. Stays there. It's not a flaming sphere.
At this point, I'll finish. I'll just, instead of charging at that last one, I'll just zap them.
With the cloud?
Yeah.
And that takes an action to do?
Yep.
All right. And he makes a dex save.
Uh-huh.
All right, he's pretty dexterous with a 7.
15 damage.
15 damage is a hit, and he is barely clinging to life. You zap him. You just repeatedly zap those guys with multiple lightning bolts. He is obliterated and crumples into the marsh.
Nice.
Barely holding on to stone, the 20-foot tall stone for balance, and that zapped him. Any movement would you like to do with your mount? Yeah, he's dead.
No, I'm gonna stay put, feeling like I'm out of range of the Kraken.
Okay. Orc right next to you, Elmon, is going to go, and he is leaving you and charging, moving and using his enragement to get very close to the beast, and he's charging it. Boldly, aggressively charging it, and he is done. Archers, one of them off on the east side. These are two archers that have not been hit at all, I believe. One of them is changing his target and is shooting at the giant beast, still at long range, and misses. And the other archer is shooting and also misses. And Avius, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Earth Armor.
Okay. You will lose your... Is that a concentration? Because you would lose your fireball or your flaming sphere.
Is it?
I don't know.
How it works?
I don't think Earth Armor
Earth
is.
Armor is not a concentration.
Then you're good.
Yeah.
Take an action to cast.
It does.
Okay. Shoom, you are briefly hardened in stone image, and then it fades to normal skin.
You get an extra 13 on that, right?
Extra 50 now.
Oh, his abjuration shield thing kicks
Yep,
in.
my-
Temporary hit points.
Really?
Yeah.
He needs it.
Oh, I know, but I'm just picturing him at like much higher level. That's gonna be like a sizable chunk of health every time he casts.
And
I'm jealous.
you still have a bonus action if you have anything, and a move if you want. And yeah, you're prone currently.
I am, so I want to get up.
That's half your move. You still have half a move left.
Then I'll move halfway towards the
it?
Kraken.
All right, you're right at the edge of the dry island.
Okay.
And you're close to your sphere, so you don't want to end your movement next to that, right?
I don't. I can move my sphere with a bonus action.
Sure.
So I'll move it towards the Kraken.
All right, you launch the sphere over there, and this creature needs to try and move out of the way, right? Dex save.
Dex save.
Let me see how dexterous this gigantic thing is. It is normal dexterity. Critically gets out of the way and enjoys no damage whatsoever.
Okay.
It's able to keep its distance and anticipate what you were doing somehow, some way.
It says, "Excuse me." Did I program that in?
Orc number 3. That is the guy who's been lifted up and taken towards its mouth, is able to break free and deal out a rough, crude sword swipe on his way down and damages a bit this Kraken.
Good.
He is staying put, so he's now going toe-to-toe with this thing. And Orc number 4, who would have also charged in and gone toe-to-toe, instead is pissed off that he's been backstabbed by a dwarf. And he is charging you, Ulgrim, and I am giving him advantage of anger on just the first attack of his 2. Okay. He gets a 12. He's just, I hate you so much.
I just have children behind the shield. I'm just... Dunk, dunk, dunk. I'm just hearing this. No, settle down. It'll be fine.
His second attack, however, he calms down a little bit, gets a 23.
Oh.
And I believe that is a hit. You have been hit for 6 points of piercing.
That will be 3 points.
Reduced. The Kraken will use another. We'll have it do a legendary action. Where's it at? There it is. It will do a legendary action of lashing out at one of these orcs nearby and cannot connect. Let me double check. Oh, it can connect. It does hit. Grabs the orc that it had lifted up. It reaches out and grabs him again, and as it grapples him tight and tries to bring it up into its mouth, it squeezes too tight and separates the orc into 2 bits.
Oh, so now more orcs.
It's not like an ooze. That is not how it works. Let me mark
Orcs
him.
have nightmares.
He is gone. That was its legendary action. Now it's turn. It's time to go. The whole thing starts to quiver. The tentacles stay still for just a moment, and then the ground and water and marsh around it erupts like Neo trying to take off from the ground type of situation. It erupts in a wave of force on all directions around it, and similar to what Puck's been doing, lightning emits from underneath it and lashes everyone around it except Puck and the archers off in the distance. You're too far away. Everyone else enjoys a bunch of damage. We will say he's fine, they're fine, you're behind the... Olga, I'm going to give you advantage on your saving throw because you've got this guy right in front of you. You have an additional shield. What you guys are rolling? You're rolling Constitution saving throws. Good luck.
Nope. I rolled a 3.
Okay.
Natural 20. Nice.
I'm a lightning rod, but nothing happens to me.
So that's
Natural 20.
Okay, and Puck, you don't have to roll. Got it. This guy. Got it. Okay. Elmon. Correction. Ulgrim, you take 14 points of lightning damage, and Elmon and Avius, you take 28 points
I'm going to use... Hold on.
of massive lightning damage.
I'm going to use...
Is this where we see in the scene where, as he starts tremoring, we start seeing like small objects kind of float off the ground all in the
Totally.
I'm going to use Absorb Elements.
Set a reaction?
Yep.
Read it out.
I choose a damage type. I'm going to choose Lightning.
Okay, good choice.
I gain Resistance until the start of my next turn. And then if I choose to use a melee attack on my next turn, I dole that.
But you're using it for the resistance part.
I am. Yep.
Okay. Cast that spell slot, and you take half the damage then.
Yep.
My natural 20 doesn't protect
14.
all the damage.
That will prevent, I will say it prevents all the damage. Yeah.
All the damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good natural 20 is a good roll.
But I still have +1.
What'd you take? 28?
Was that attack affected by armor class at all, or?
No, that was a save. Okay.
I'm back.
Hefty lightning damage is zapped out. All the orcs that had charged it are dropped to the ground, shocked into oblivion. The Olgrim, you are hit by a huge wave of lightning, and you raise your shield in one hand and then grab the orc in front of you and use him as a shield with your other hand, and he takes the brunt of it. He is obliterated, and you're holding on to like orc harness with most of a torso in your hand as the orc's been blasted around you. The children behind you are safe. You are safe. You did a great, great roll. And it is a new... Hold on, let me double check. That was its big thing. Yeah, so that's all it's going to do. Actually, it's going to step closer, a little closer.
Does it?
And it's going to end its round next to that flaming thing.
Well then, 2d6.
2d6. Go ahead and roll it.
Make sure you don't have to throw
It's ending
that.
next to the giant sphere.
I need to make a Constitution saving throw to maintain Hunter's Mark. 17.
Actually, dex save for you.
Okay. You need to make a Constitution roll to see if you even maintained it. You took damage.
It's true. I do.
Okay, you maintain the sphere. It makes a dex save. It makes the dex save.
What it roll?
17.
Okay.
Take half damage.
Takes half damage, then, I
Half
believe.
damage. So that would be 4.
4 points of fire damage. Got it. It does not care much about this flaming sphere. You damage it. It is a new round, and Elmon, you're up.
Joy. Is this a monstrosity also?
It is.
Okay, so with...
This is your natural enemy.
Yeah, so because I have the now greater one, I think this is also affected by that bonus of +4 damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Greater does not change the bonus. That bonus applies to both of your natural enemies.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But it used to be +2
It is
with
now
just
+4
a favor.
damage.
Now it's +4. Okay, so roll to hit.
Good luck.
First attack. Jesus Christ, 13.
13 is a miss.
Get it together, Elmon!
Seriously. Second attack, 19.
19 is a hit. The first real...
It's wounded.
Yeah, I know.
It is wounded.
8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 points of damage.
Huge hit.
And actually, that would have been with a Mastercraft Elnoran arrow.
Okay.
I mean, this is huge.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Rolling it out.
Which would add an additional...
Brand new arrows that he just won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 damage.
Yeah, an extra 6 damage.
Okay.
26.
Shoom, that
That's
arrow
magical. I don't know if that matters.
pierces through. It might. Pierces through. What's the total damage one more time?
26.
26 is a nice shot. Creature,
And as my move will be to step back.
all right, you step back. You can jog back a full 30 feet.
I will absolutely do that.
All right. You are unhindered by the bog. Nice. That was your both shots. You're done.
Yeah.
Hunter's Mark
I
is
really wish I
good.
would have got that second.
Olgrim.
Oh, hold up.
Yes.
Plus 2 more points of damage for Hunter's Mark.
You Hunter's Mark?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's 1d6. So, yeah. So, I already rolled that.
Okay.
No, never mind.
We're good.
Disregard.
You got your monstrosity. You
Yep.
got your giant
Colossal.
Colossus killer.
Colossus.
That's a
and
lot
my
of
Hunter's
damage.
Mark, yeah.
Olgrim.
I mean, I only did 20.
So our situation is it's the 3 of you roughly around this island with a bunch of boglegs. Far off to the east, 170 feet or so, are 2 orcs who are still firing arrows at this thing. And then far off to the west is Puck on a lizard.
How's Grack doing?
Grak is on his feet beside you. and he's not sure what to do. You think you could tip him either way. You could help him save himself. You could convince him that he needs to charge in. He seems not scared, but he doesn't know what to do.
Can I talk to him for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Crack, take the younglings and leave this place.
He does so. Make a persuasion roll with advantage to get him to really get going fast.
Persuasion.
20. He moves. He looks you in the eye and says, yes, and runs, grabs a couple of the younglings and a few of the cowering boglegs, and then easily hops over behind Olgrim off to the side, and they grab up a bunch of the little ones there, and they are all making their way and gathering 2 random lizards that have been running off and are trying to get out of this scene.
Nice.
Olgrim, you're next.
We seem to be attacking this thing. Olgrim will...
This is the big decision. If Olgrim goes in, he's slow.
I know. Oh, there goes our commitment.
What do you want to say or do? The creature...
Avius, how are we doing this?
Who's ready for adventure?
Plop, 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 plop. Makes his way to the Kraken.
All right. Your move will get you halfway there. You can spend your action to move the other half of the distance.
That seems
foolish. Go ahead.
foolish. Yeah.
All right. Don't forget about all your cool maneuvers and stuff you have. Whatever those are useful for.
Gotta hit things first.
Okay. Olgrim plods in. It's at first you think it's big, dramatic, rising music as the dwarf raises his sword and shield, but it's just really just cursing and stuck in the damn mud. He just can't. Why won't this dry land for once? He finally gets right up to this beast and is just like, 1 second, just give me a second, time out. All right, Puck, you're up. Puck, you're to the
And
west
Olgrim
on a
is just
lizard.
Yeah, I want to
Just
circle around and come right up behind
Elmond?
Elmond.
All right, you are behind Elmond. You guys are both off of the island, back left of it.
I take my spear down and kind of brush it against his back.
Hey there.
And expend 2 of the Gem of Healing slots.
Okay.
That's plus 2 to each dice. So 11.
11 points of healing energy come out of the healing gem on Diana, the name of the sphere. Deanna, and flow into Elmond. Nice.
And then as a bonus action, I want to throw 2 Balm of the Summer Quartz towards Avius.
And
Avius dodges.
what's the range on that?
no, you don't.
Just curious. I think it's 30.
I thought it was more than
It might be more than 30.
150 or something, 90 maybe.
It's 300. I mean, come on.
It's 120.
Yeah, well within range.
7.
Avius feels that.
All right.
Thank you, Puck.
Healing energy flows into you, Avius, as well.
You and I have different totals for me.
Where are you
I'm at 22. Is where I have myself at.
Oh, with that heal?
Mm-hmm. I was down to like 11.
All right.
Okay.
Archers shoot out from the east. The orcs. They are going
I
to.
better, but
Can they do it? They're going to slowly move in. They're still at long range. Shot is a miss, and the other shot is a hit. They do damage. Their shot barely does any damage compared to Elmond's, but one of them does actually hit the Kraken beast for a minor bit of damage. And next up is, you know him, you love him, Avius Catorum.
Avius Catorum!
2 people left, Avius and then a Kraken. Actually, the Kraken, I keep forgetting, he's going to do a legendary action after both of those guys go.
Oh.
His first legendary action is going to be to do a tentacle attack on this dwarf that is slowly plotted up right next to him. It just
another
gently
lightning
reaches out like a
attack.
spoon and
Elmo
just
dead.
scoops you up. It's going to make an attack. It has a great chance to hit.
No, Elmon can.
Oh, got a 12.
Not gonna make any contact.
That was the first archer shoots, misses. The second archer shoots and hits it. It will do its another legendary action and still try and get Olgrim. With a 17, cannot grab you. It is Avius's turn. It will use its third legendary action as soon as Avius is done. It will get you.
Probably more importantly, it is hitting me, but it's just pushing me into the mud.
Just down like a tent peg.
I keep popping.
Whack up dwarf.
Okay, I think it's gonna be.
Make it count.
I think it's gonna be Fireball.
Not gonna like chromatic orb him or anything.
Stop educating the wizard.
Yeah, and don't forget you can upgrade those spells.
Fireball, I can't. It's already a 3.
Yeah, I'm saying like chromatic orb.
Oh, fireball. I
chromatic.
thought you said firebolt. Never mind. Carry on.
Yeah, I've heard the wrong thing too.
Tear into that shit.
You're gonna be a wizard next time around. I think.
Yeah, no, Fireball.
Sorry, I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Fireball
Fireball.
coming out. Big flaming goodness comes firing out of Avius. Did I just say that sentence?
No, I had the penicillin shot.
Fireball goes arcing across short distance. Ah, wait a minute. You got a dwarf really close. How are you aiming this sucker?
At
well,
the dwarf.
actually, it's. I point. I'm gonna aim it right here.
Off to the side.
Yep.
Far side of where Olgrim
yeah,
is.
right next. And actually, it's a dex save.
Dex save. It's not bad at dex saves, but it's not good at them. It sees the fireball, tries to duck and step away from the major part of impact. Got a 10. Enjoys it all.
Fails.
Good
8, 14, 17, 24, 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage is smashed across this kraken. Fire. It's does this roll kind of sound and then takes it all. 30? 3-0?
And as a bonus action,
30. Got it.
I'll slam the flaming sphere into him.
Flaming Sphere goes rolling into just
No,
bouncing
no,
it
dex save.
repeatedly against it. It's making a dex save. It does not avoid 7.
7.
7 points of fire damage. Holy moly. But that was a huge, big spell. You don't have a lot of those.
I don't.
You're done, and it will take a legendary action and lash out at the dwarf, not you. Lashes out at the dwarf right next to it. It just keeps hammering with these tentacles, cannot get you, and this time gets a 16.
Cannot make contact.
Wow! It is its turn. It is not happy. It is not happy. It forgoes multiple tentacle attacks in fury. The tentacles part to the sides, and it lowers its big gaping maw, bristling
why are
with
you looking at
teeth,
me?
and gently lowers it down around Olgrim.
Ugh.
You see it completely engulf Olgrim.
It's like a rancor.
Hi, Jonah in the belly of the
24 to hit.
whale.
24 will succeed.
Jonah and the whale. And I thought we weren't doing by.
You've been hit for 15 piercing damage.
15 piercing will be reduced to 12 piercing damage.
Okay. And
It's an attack?
yes.
Physical attack?
Yes.
I
It's a melee weapon attack,
I
quote
will
unquote.
parry.
You're parrying?
I'm
the-
imagining it's
You're gonna poke him in the
teeth closing
epiglottis.
around me and
Yep.
whatnot. So I'm just evading some of these sharper ones at this point.
Okay. So what does the parry do?
The parry will parry a portion of the damage is what it does. I will parry 6 off of that, so now 6 points of damage instead of 12.
Nice.
And that is... No one told me I'd be using this on the inside of something, but there you go.
That's what Avius said.
Olgrim, you avoid the majority of that teeth damage by stepping further in is what happens. So you guys see this mouth just slowly just descend and come up with a big Olgrim, with a big mound of marsh and weeds just dripping off of it. There's no Olgrim that you see. There's no Olgrim down on the ground, and you briefly see Olgrim.
Just feet climb up
around.
You just briefly see him as it does that like seagull extra gulp to get it down into the gullet, and you briefly see Olgrim's boots, and Olgrim says what as you disappear down its throat. What do you say?
Run, you fools!
Oh my God, Olgrim, you've disappeared down into the belly of the beast. That is the end of that turn.
Actually, it should have been, throw me the ring!
I'll attune real damn fast. Elmon, it's a new round. You're up.
Oh, man.
Holy cow.
Pull one of my Elnoran Mastercraft arrows.
Another Mastercraft.
And we'll fire at the Kraken.
Okay.
Good. 11, I'll miss. So second Elnoran arrow.
All right.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Second Elnoran arrow streaks out. That will be a hit with 23, I assume.
That is a hit. What is the damage? And this was the Elnorans.
Correct.
Okay.
So the damage is, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22 points of damage.
With Hunter's Mark and all that goodness. 22.
Yeah.
And the +6 from the Elnoran.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes.
Boom. Another big shot. The Kraken.
No, I missed my first one.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. The Kraken roars as you hit it, and it's the upper palate of its mouth almost hitting Olgrim as he disappears. It roars in pain. It is definitely wounded and agitated, but still a major, major threat. And will use a legendary action in this new round to lash out at the next closest victim, which is Avius.
Oh, God.
How many legendary actions does it get?
It gets 3 per round.
Jeez.
It lashes out at, mostly 3 per round. Lashes out at Avius with a 23. You have been hit for 13 points of bludgeoning and knocked prone a second time.
Okay.
You take it?
Yeah.
Boom. Your shield absorbs the majority of it, I believe.
Well, my shield absorbed the majority of it last time.
Oh, okay.
Down to 12.
Down to
health
12,
by my
yep.
count.
Down to 12 health. Looking pretty bleak for Avius.
And I'm prone?
Yes.
Pretty bleak for all of us.
Next up.
You and I could probably get out of here, Puck.
You hop on the back of Pokey, we made.
You guys could leave. You guys
No.
can leave.
No. The goblin's not leaving his dwarf.
Next,
That's love, ladies and gentlemen. That's love.
Apparently.
next up is Olgrim.
Elf is thinking.
I will
Olgrim,
pass from the esophagus to the...
you are surrounded by musculature and liquids and sliding things and weird ligament type just pressing things against you.
Peristalsis is happening right now.
You are currently blinded. You cannot see and have no sight. Any attack
Night
rolls
vision.
against you have advantage. Your attack rolls are disadvantaged. You are also restrained once you plop into the stomach of this beast in a pool that you cannot get free of acidic juices burning away at you in your armor.
But I'm not there yet.
You are there.
I am there.
He's been swallowing this whole time.
You are restrained. Your speed is 0. You are caught in this tight pressing belly. You're not moving, but these juices are moving around you. And again, you advantage on any attacks against you, which really won't happen. There's disadvantage on any attacks you make because you just can't move your weapon arm very much. And then any dexterity saves, which I don't think will be happening.
What is it? What does it take to hit him at this point? Is he full armor class like he was on the outside?
I'd say his armor class is 0.
I'd say so too.
What would you like to do?
The beginning of 2 attacks.
You may attack. You are at
into his
disadvantage. Its armor class is lower, but you are at disadvantage. You just can't get any momentum with your weapon.
Disadvantaged. Okay, all right, we can do this. We can do this. I'm trying to get creative here. No, that won't work. That will.
What is this?
Let me see real quick here. I'm just checking something. Okay, let's do this. First attack. This is at disadvantage. Is at disadvantage a 19.
You are able to just start cutting and sawing into the stomach lining and deal some damage. What do you deal?
I'm going to roll that full damage.
I'm going to do a correction on that. I'm going to give you critical damage. And what we'll do, from now on, we're going to change criticals slightly. Criticals are now max damage plus proficiency.
Oh. So that would be 14 points. That's 11 plus the proficiency.
Okay.
With that, I'm actually going to follow it up with
Nice.
my distracting strike. So I'm in its stomach. I'm annoying it. So I'm distracting it. On the technical level, it says it gives my allies that target it advantage.
That sounds good to me.
So I'm adding this to the damage, which is just 1 additional point.
I'll give you a stomach ache like you've never had.
And then I will make the second attack.
Second attack's a normal attack.
So it was 15 damage so far. This is a second attack. 12
is a miss.
is a miss. So I'm
You cannot get movement. It starts to shift around as you start cutting, and you cannot get your second attack to do any damage. And you did 15. You did 1 additional one. You said you got it.
So in total 15.
Got it. I got the original.
And then now I'm trying to find some respite in my armor, trying to push my armor more into the juice instead of me. So I'm spending my second wind to regain
to heal up a bit.
10 points, or
How much? You're gonna roll
at least 16 points of
nice round.
sorry, 15 points of damage. 15 is what I get.
And Puck, you are up. You are on a lizard.
Just fine.
Almost.
You're on a lizard. You're about maybe 40, 50 feet away next to Elmon.
And you all have advantage because he's got indigestion right now.
Bogligs have mostly
I
left
need
the
it,
vicinity.
apparently.
All the orcs are dead. Olgrim has disappeared inside the belly of the beast, and Avius is between you and the beast on the island, knocked prone for
Even
the
the
second
archers?
time.
I'm gonna
No, the archers are still in play.
Okay.
run up, move up to Avius.
You gallop over to the hill, and you're next to Avius. Your lizard gently licks him on the cheek.
Nice. And I'm gonna do a level 2 cure wounds.
All right. You lean over and heal him.
For 18.
Woo!
Thank you.
Huge heal.
Oh,
Is that it? I think that's
and
it.
then bonus action, gonna throw my last 2 Balms of the Summer Court at our elf.
Okay.
For 9.
And Avius, you got knocked down. I don't think we did a concentration roll for your flaming sphere that's still in play.
It's still in play.
Man, that thing will not go down. Nice. Puck, good job with the healing. You healed the elf as well.
am I looking at that right? Did the storm slowly creep its way over to the?
No, that was
Fireball.
Oh, okay.
Fireball. That would have been crazy.
Oh, that would have been great.
Was that the end of the round?
No. There's still
Okay.
people to go.
Okay.
Archers off to the side are moving closer, and they are now at normal range. They miss and they miss. Too bad.
Archers, of course.
Yeah,
They're and the creature lashes out at the lizard and its rider on the island, known as Puck the Goblin
No.
Healer. Takes a legendary action and strikes at you for 20.
No, that's a hit.
That's called a hit. You are hit for 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And it grabs onto you and lifts you and your lizard up off the
Not
ground.
Pokey.
Oh,
And is pulling you in the air towards its mouth area. Avius, you are on the ground. You've been healed. And you see Puck rising up above you, wrapped up in this tentacle.
Puck, did the angels get you?
Olgrim, you're going to hear, "Hey, Mr. Grimm," real soon. Back to back.
Avius is going to do. I don't know if I should do arc lightning or not.
Make a roll.
I'm only in metal armor, but go ahead.
Make a roll. I'm just make a general roll right now, real fast.
2.
Never mind.
I don't know if I should use arc lightning or not. All right, I'm gonna do. Well, first I'll use my bonus action and knock the flaming sphere.
All right, it makes a dex roll. The sphere slams into it. It takes half damage.
Okay.
A little bit of fire, never heard it, right?
3.
Got it. Okay.
And then.
I mean, Olgrim has a lot of hit points. Just saying.
So let's go to town, rest up. Let's come back.
Let's do. Should I do arc lightning?
Short rest.
We'll be back, Olgrim.
I'm going to be part of a
Hang in
lore.
there, buddy. Keep
You take part of
distracting 'em.
tests now.
Elemental
You'll hear
orb.
cries of dwarf.
I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna choose thunder damage.
Avius gets this ball of just sonic warbling sphere in his hands, arcs it back with his hand, and throws it at the giant beast.
And I'm using my inspiration die.
You got to connect with this thing. Good luck.
Yeah, 19 plus 5 is 24.
Is a hit. A sound. Boom! There's a mini little thunderclap around the big clump of 3 tentacles that meet underneath it. It hits.
And I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do 48. So that's 15, 19.
19 points of damage, and it hits and takes 19 points of damage. Another big roar. And it rears back a bit.
Can we tell? And I'm gonna get up now
All right, you still have half a move. You're on the edge of the island.
and back away.
Okay, you're now near the other edge of the island on the far side.
Can we perceive how damaged he like? Is he starting to hurt or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
He's got a few
Gonna be-
nicks and scratches on
We're
him
going to
now.
be responsible for killing this precious kraken creature.
He was just a young.
He's just young. He's just looking for its mother kraken. God forbid she's around.
All right, and just as you stand up, Avius, it takes its legendary action and just bitch slaps you again to the ground.
Roll.
23
Damn it.
for, what is it, 13 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone again.
Oh,
You're knocked, actually, I'll say a couple feet back and splash into the water behind the
Are you ever
island.
gonna get off your back, wizard?
You robot.
The Kraken moves forward with moderate speed, carrying Puck along with it. It then drags Puck hanging up in the air with its lizard towards its mouth.
No.
And then it takes you over its head and throws you and the lizard at Elmon. It flings you. You are thrown far.
Watch out, Elf.
I'll catch you.
Puck,
Not the lizard.
Puck, you crash hard into the ground even though it's wet. You take only 8 points of bludgeoning. And Elmon, make a dexterity saving throw.
13.
You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked on your butt also in the water. The good news is, Puck, you've been dropped to the ground. And then the creature, 24 picks you back up, Puck, and 21 picks up Elmon. You've both been hit for 13 bludgeoning damage.
Jesus Christ.
And the creatures picked both of you up. So it essentially pulled Puck over its head, threw him, just bowled you into Elmon. The both of you go crashing, and then with more tentacles, it picks you both up and scoops you up off the ground, up into the air. The only hero still left standing is Avius, and he's not even standing. He's on his back. There are 2 orcs who've not done too much, and I believe Elmon is critically low on hit points, is what I'm seeing.
Elmon and Puck are both critically low.
Done. It is a new round. Elmon, you are hanging upside down about 15 feet over the bog by this tentacled beast.
Am I still able to shoot?
You can.
All right, very good. Do I still have advantage since it's distracted technically?
How's your... Oh, I forgot to tell you something. At the start of its turn, acid eats away at poor Ulgrim.
Oh, he can take it.
Does 70 damage.
Ulgrim, you take 21 unavoidable points of acid damage. No save, no nothing. You're just swimming in digestive goodness. Yeah. 21 acid damage. That's huge. What did you do? It was a distracting maneuver? Till the end?
Distracting, it says the next attack roll against the target by an attacker.
It's just the next attack roll.
Before the start of my next turn.
But it's the next.
Before the start of
it's
your
not
next turn.
All attack rolls. It's the next attack roll. That's the difference.
Yeah.
If
it's one attack roll.
By an attacker. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you've already gotten advantage. No, someone got advantage.
I don't think... No, you hit. You knocked everyone down.
I think you rolled an attack and we didn't give it to Avius. So let's go ahead and give your first shot, Elmon, will be the distracted cool maneuver.
With the Master Elnor Mastercraft arrow.
All right.
The next single attack.
That'll be a hit with a 22.
Another shot. Upside down. You fire the arrow. It hits.
That is going to do 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 points of damage.
Elmon! What? You gonna do some damage? Hey, shoot the guy with an arrow, Elmon!
Plus your arrow, right? Or did
yes, no, 23 plus 6 more.
6 more.
So 29 total.
Ooh, that's I think one of our biggest hits right there.
I've had 30. Thank
yes, he's done that. And second shot.
Huge shot.
Also with the Elnoran Mastercraft arrow.
This one is not advantaged.
That's fine.
Okay.
That is going to be a 16.
Just misses.
Seriously?
Just misses.
Fuck.
You shoot and miss. How
Elmon! Hit him next time, Elmon!
Shut up, wizard!
Elmon, that first shot, that first shot you did get it in its left eye and pierced its eye.
Did it drop me?
It may. I'm going to make a roll. It did not drop you in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, that dropped me none of...
Yeah, you don't want him to drop you right now.
Speaking of uncinematic, let's boldly go zoom our camera down its throat into its belly and
geometry
and see the slowly suffocating, swimming in acid Ulgrim heroically being just gooed to death.
Trying to hold my breath. Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
So thirsty. Ooh, he had grass.
Let's see. I'm sorry.
What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm
sawing away.
I can't leave. I'm like.
What would you like to do?
I mean,
no, you are absolutely restrained.
Absolutely restrained. Yeah. So speed 0. I'm cutting my way out.
Okay.
What did we determine last time? I was getting disadvantage in that. Okay.
But I'm lowering its armor class and giving you criticals if you're able to hit with a disadvantage.
Okay. That would be 14
is a hit.
And so is that
So
critical
that's
then?
Max damage plus
plus
resistance.
modifier.
that, so another 14.
14. You saw back into the same hole you've been carving, making it wider and wider. Some of the acid's kind of going away a little bit.
I'm sensing it's paying a lot of. It's trying to squeeze me through.
Trying to
faster.
hurry
I'm
this
trying to
bad
hurry
burrito along.
I'm further distracting it by gouging my weapon into its
Oh, my
wound, adding
goodness.
damage to it. So this is the distracting shot again.
Okay.
My prior is now 16 in total damage.
I already did the original damage. How much more damage you just rolled?
2 more points.
2 more, got
2
it.
more points.
The dwarven
now the
curry
next
is
attack
just
against
not
him
sitting
is-
well.
Is a.
But you have another attack, right?
I do have another attack.
Yeah.
That looks good. 17.
Is a hit. You're just slicing open this ulcer inside of it.
I've already spent my bonus action, so that's just 14 damage.
No, it's max damage
Yeah,
plus
it's
your
14.
proficiency.
Yeah. I'm giving you criticals because you're deep inside.
Oh, there you go.
What's the damage?
Would be 14.
14.
8.
Yeah.
3 and
Got it. You are sawing away. Inside and outside, this thing is just howling in pain. Those of you on the outside can kind of guess that there's just some wrong stuff going on inside there. Just and it is a massive amount of pain, and it will take that opportunity to do a legendary action. Who does it have? It has both of you guys up in the air. It'll do a legendary action, and it is going to...
Archers.
No, it's his turn. Olgrim just went. It's doing a legendary action. Its legendary action is to do a kind of a weird double attack. It's going to smash Elmon and Puck together up in the middle of the air. Just smash them together. You guys can both make dexterity saves.
Yeah, goblin sorbet.
I'm gonna use my inspiration dice.
Okay.
What's my target?
Good luck.
I'm not telling you.
12.
9.
I think Elmon's out. Elmon, you take 7 points of... so he's out to
I'm
0.
out.
7 points bludgeoning. Puck, you take 14.
I am not. Would have been down, but I have my ring.
Oh! Puck,
Play this out. Play this out.
Puck, you get dropped unconscious. It essentially
Did you get dropped?
It essentially crushes and kills the both of you as far as it's concerned, and you guys both drop quietly and lifelessly drop to the ground.
Puck just stomps on Puck repeatedly.
Puck, you hit the ground. The light goes out from beneath you for the first time. Even worse than going unconscious and possibly dying. The water's touching you.
And that freaks you out of it.
However, what happens with this ring?
I drop down and I shake myself back awake with
With what?
four health.
4 health. You come back into consciousness. The ring of healing that has saved Avius in the past has now healed you. You are conscious. And
Your soul is now bound to the ring.
next to you is Elmon. He is out and will start making death saving throws soon. And next up is Puck.
And I'm dreading you saying Olgrim's name.
Oh my god. This is not looking good.
It's Kraken's gotta be.
Second level cure wounds on Elmon.
Okay.
First attack is at advantage, FYI. Just keeping that up.
8.
That Elmon brings you back to consciousness. The elf, his eyes flutter. He sits up in the muck. Both of you, by the way, since you have gone down and come back up, we're doing 1 level of exhaustion. So your attribute checks will be skill checks, that kind of stuff, are at disadvantage. Puck, you have a move and a bonus if you have anything.
I'm gonna back up as far as I can.
You can kind of get away. You're back on the island. Right next to you is Avius, prone, as he's been multiple times. You're on this island, and that's where you're at. Archers are shooting.
Which one of them kill it?
I know. Ninja.
One misses, one hits, and
I mean, I'd be fine with that at this point.
Minimal damage.
It just barely sticks in it tied, and
Yeah.
it just goes down.
Avius, you are up.
I'm going to use my bonus action to move.
Slam this ball into the flaming sphere.
So, dex save.
Okay. Takes full damage. It does not save.
9.
9 points of fire. It's howling now. Before it was ignoring this thing. It's now agitated. Like, "Ah!" Tentacles are quivering in annoyance at this flame.
And
Just annoyance, or I mean, it's just all we're just still just annoying
Just
it.
annoying. It is called a kraken.
It's supposed to be a small one.
You can notice that what were once, yeah, you can. You're still engaged. What were once 10 engaged flailing tentacles are now just kind of 2. The rest are being just dragged behind it. They're not hurt, but just more just exhausted at this point.
okay. I'm gonna
What do you do?
I'm gonna do fireball.
Well, he has options. At
Fireball?
least.
Fireball.
You have a level 3 fireball
I have
level?
one more left. And it's gonna happen. Heat flames, Kraken! Dex save.
As I'm crawling away.
And as I'm inside,
Toasty boiling acid now.
Dex save again.
Okay. Oh, I have to roll the dex save.
And I get advantage, right?
Yeah.
I get disadvantage on the
There you
save
go.
due to your distracting inside. Good catch. Oh, I need to make this.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh, I need to make this.
You need to not make it.
Come on. What's your DC?
oh, don't stall.
What's your spell?
Just roll.
No!
Just roll.
How's that feel?
You have 5 seconds to decide.
Okay, it's gonna work right here. Boom. Oh no! I got a 5.
That's all you got?
A 5.
5?
Yeah.
You failed.
All right, I take
That's-
full
that's
fire
that's an
damage.
Avius
Low
comment
roll.
right there.
Low roll.
Big bucks, no whammies.
27.
Ooh.
Number here is 26.
Whoa.
Take him down. How do you want to? How do you want to take him down?
Avius, watching his friends fall to the ground, seeing them barely hang on to life, says, "Not today, Kraken!"
And what happens?
And he rams the flaming sphere into the Kraken, followed by a huge, he points his finger at the Kraken. A flaming sphere begins to grow and ignite and begins to burn the rest of the tentacles that he's not dragging behind off of his body and separate them from his body, and the Kraken falls to the ground, mouth open.
Thank you for that.
And then there's silence and stillness.
And in the silence,
It's still burning in here.
what happens with you, Olgrim?
Oh, it's really kind of your call.
Oh,
at
it's
this
your call.
point.
Your call. It is dead.
I found a nice space that I've been slowly cutting away that I just kind of slump into, and I just keep digging away like a mad ferret.
You begin to see daylight.
Eventually, yeah. Then it's just kind of scraping away scales at one point, and I kind of fall out some.
All right, there's a soft section of underbelly that you cut your way free, and you see essentially a full male dwarf being birthed. I think Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia from the black couch. That you, Olgrim's just peeling his head out, getting out,
Not Ace
taking
Ventura from the.
yeah, kind of, yeah, taking a huge breath of fresh air. You flop out, and there's just carnage everywhere. The only thing you see of any kind of respect of battle and integrity are just two orcs that kind of just nod off in the distance with their bows, and they just walk away. They just walk away.
As they're walking away, Puck's gonna call down lightning on them.
No, they just helped out.
They're gonna,
Uh-oh.
that's
Taking them.
That's a rumor I think we want to let float for a while.
That's true.
we
Yeah?
like it. I'm
Okay.
thinking so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. The guys who took down the
Tell them what
Kraken.
happened here
Correct.
today.
Yeah. We let you live to tell the others.
All right. After that brutal, crazy
Are you gonna do
combat.
anything, Avius, or just go away?
Sit and spin, Elmon. Sit and spin.
All right, let's stop there for tonight.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, we just killed a kraken.
Oh,
baby.
I
Baby crack.
Baby.
I don't care what it was. It was a damn kraken.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Wow, that was just crazy. I was fully expecting the group to run from the Kraken and have them deal with this monster chasing them down type scene. But when Olgrim, the slowest of the group, looked at his friends with a, "Are we really doing this?" and stepped right up to the beast, I knew this was gonna hurt. Puck and Elmon getting slammed together into unconsciousness, and Olgrim getting swallowed whole and sawing his way out. The heals barely keeping people alive, the spells just landing and burning the monster up. Just crazy. Thank you, Christopher, Chris, Seth, Tim, and thank you, listeners, for joining us. If you want to help the show, let a friend know about us or post a recommendation online to help others find us. And leave us a comment on our website, ingloriousbards.com, or our social media accounts, and let us know what you think of the episode. All music has been officially licensed or used through Creative Commons as listed on our website. And if you're interested in the sound effects you heard, check out the great sounds at Sirenscape.com. How will the Boglegs react now towards the heroes? And will the adventurers seek out their lost merchant friend, explore that overgrown temple on the side of the river, or get into some other trouble on their way back to the city? Until next time.